on. Beth's asleep. And I said, what am I doing? I can't keep my eyes open. Okay, there was a rain delay. I understand that. But even still, I don't know how these young kids are watching baseball.
Young kids have the energy to stay up all night, and it's the weekend. Last
night was a school night. True. They started the game at 8 o'clock. I was only into inning 2. I think it was 10:30 already. I went to bed.
And the problem is games 1 and 2 are during the week.
Right.
And it's 6 and 7 would be 2, and those are the biggest games.
If you're a Yankee fan and you're a kid, and you want to watch your team clinch the series, say that we're going to win tonight.
It's going to be up till midnight.
You can't stay up that late.
I can't figure
I know there's some parents that will let that happen.
No, I know. But
I said to myself, listen, I'm a guy who has to get up early for my work. But I was talking to John Hine because no one can stay. Everybody falls asleep. Nobody gets to see it.
People are working, even if they don't have to work these hours.
And imagine that's watching the game. If you go to the game, it's going to take you another... If the game is at midnight, it means you get home at 2 in the morning.
It's crazy.
Plus, this is the worst time of the year to be watching baseball with all the rain and oh my God.
So was A-Rod a hero? I mean, he hit he hit the go-ahead run. Right?
Here's the situation with A-Rod. It's
now he's Mr. November.
The first two games were scary because it looked like he was back to not doing anything.
Being a shithead, yeah.
He was 0 for 8 with 6 strikeouts, and I was at the game Thursday night. And exactly what you're talking about. I was at the game. I was falling asleep in the 7th inning. It's the World Series. But not only was he 0 for 8 and struck out another 3 times, he looked bad striking out, and he made what I thought should have been an error, and so defensively he fucked up, too.
Ooh.
I think I saw that. You talking about in the field.
In the field,
he made an error.
Grounder right at him, and he sort of sidestepped it. It was a tough thing, but A-Rod should catch it.
It was like in the first or second inning.
Yeah, it was early in the game, and the Phillies scored a run because of it. But the thing about the Yankees is... And again, I get when people complain about them. They buy everybody. So if A-Rod doesn't step up, someone else does. And even though A-Rod had a shit 2 games, the Yankees go into Philly up 2-1. Big deal.
Right.
Then the first game in Philly, A-Rod, gets hit by a pitch, which is a dumb move.
Right.
They sort of woke up a sleeping giant in a way. Next time he's up, he hits a home run. So it was a big home run. They were down 3-0. That made it 3-2, but that was his only hit of the game. Last night, he's 0 for 3 again. Doesn't look like he's doing anything, and he got up and he got a big double to go ahead.
Go-ahead run, right?
So technically, he's only 2 for 14. He's batting like 143, that shit. But in October, the 2 hits he got are big hits, and he's A-Rod. I mean, I think A-Rod has a publicist the way Tom Cruise has a publicist, because even if he gets a big single in the 5th inning, he's on the back page of the Daily News,
Right.
And he sells papers, I get it. But, so it's weird now. A-Rod's not having a great World Series, but the 2 times he came through were clutch, and hey, that's what you need. I'm happy about it. Again, we're talking. The series ain't over, man. We got our hearts taken away in 2004 when we were up like this.
There have been teams who've been up 3-1 and lost.
Yeah, and the Phillies are a great team.
Right.
They're a great team, and I'll tell you how you bring people together. I'm at the Yankee game, and it's Philly and New York. It's Stern City Central, and everyone, of course, knows I'm a Yankee fan there. And they put me on the big screen. And I know you've talked about that before. And because I'm on the show, I
feel like a douchebag.
I get that kind of treatment, which is nice. And they've done that twice now.
Right.
And people are nice, like they cheer and stuff, because they love the show. But it lets everybody know you're there. And then from there on in, the entire game, in the middle of the 2 innings, I had a line of pictures to be taken. But a real funny thing happened. The guy sitting behind me was kind of like a Gabon type of guy, and Artie, I love you, the whole game. And he was funny though.
Mr. America.
When they put us on screen, he goes, they saw him too, and my girlfriend and my uncles. And he goes, dead serious. He goes, that wasn't on television, was it?
Oh, my God. Like, he shouldn't be there?
I go, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they put me on TV. I don't know. Maybe it was just for the crowd, you know. And he goes, I got some shit going on. That wasn't on television. And I go, dude, I can't guarantee you it wasn't on television. Yeah, it's not my problem, you know. He goes,
like, now he's involved with you.
And then he goes, because I know you fucked with that Joe Buck asshole, because maybe they want him to talk about you. He goes, you don't gonna. He goes, you know what?
He's trying to watch the game.
He goes, I like you, and now you're fucking me up.
Wow.
Okay, I'm trying to watch the game with a $10 hot chocolate, by the way, Howard.
Wow.
A hot chocolate is $10. When I went to the World Series with my father in '77, I still have the stubs. The tickets were $10.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and it wasn't even hot. The guy had it up in the air. No one would buy it for 2 hours, and I bought it. $10 for a hot chocolate.
And you can't bring a thermos with you, can you?
They check everything. Adrian had a bag. They went through it like she was Bin Laden. Like
wow.
You said that about Beth. You know, they just check everything.
Right.
And, you know, again, thanks fucking Bin Laden. It takes 2 hours to get into a Yankee game now.
Right.
And, you know, if the Yankee, the point is, and when you pay the $10 for a hot chocolate, you get more mad when A-Rod doesn't do good because he's making $25 million a year. So you start screaming, "What the fuck? $10 for a hot chocolate? Hit the ball, field the ball, you asshole!"
You get angry.
That's where I get like Will. I'm like Will. I can't give him shit.
Right.
When I used to drink, I would yell the worst shit. I got kicked out of Yankee Stadium. I'm a Yankee fan.
And he's got season tickets.
What were you doing?
Oh God, what was I doing? What wasn't I doing?
Right.
Gary's been to a game with me before, but I
what did he do?
I told you his old seats were about 6 rows back of the third base.
Yeah.
So the third base coach, you could throw a piece of paper and hit the guy. So Artie starts to obsess on the third base coach, what he looks like, what he's wearing, his shape and size. So he starts to yell at the guy, yell at him. The day we were there was a guy who was, you know those old guys? You know, first of all, they have to wear baseball uniforms. They're like 70-year-old men in baseball uniforms.
Which no other sport does, by the way. Like Andy Reid doesn't have to wear an Eagles uniform.
Right.
So the guy was one of those old guys. He had no butt. Right, the pants just looked like they just went down. So I don't know. I can't remember. The guy's name was Johnson or something. Artie's on his 12th double. You know, of the game.
I was drinking back then.
You know, he walks into the bar. There's a bar outside of Yankee Stadium that everybody goes to, legendary, called Stan's. We walk into Stan's. Artie has 6 shots of Jack shoved into his hand before he can blink. We get out of there. We go to the game. They come around. Artie says, "Give me 4 doubles." That's just for him. 4 doubles of Jack.
Because they'll never come back in time.
So he orders 4 doubles. Then Artie gets up to go to the bathroom.
Maybe it'd be nice to have a little breather between Jack's, and Jack.
Yeah, have some water.
Artie gets up to go to the bathroom. They come back again for drinks, and I feel, well, Artie, gave me the ticket, so I said, "Bring me 4 doubles." Artie comes back from the bathroom with 4 doubles, and I said, "Well, I ordered 4 doubles." He goes, "Great."
Now I'm all set.
So now Artie has now had
$12 drinks.
He's had 5 shots at Stan's and 12 doubles. So that's 29 shots.
Wow.
So
what a constitution on you.
So now he's working up. He's watching the game, and
how's he awake to yell anything?
I have a better constitution than America.
So you drunk off your ass after that? You have.
I got drunk, and Gary, the funny thing is, first of all,
he should be in the hospital.
Yeah,
that's
he
the
should
time.
be in a coma.
First of all the third base coaches have dumpy asses because they're all old guys, and my friends. This is a famous story of my friends, and I mean, I'm not saying this is funny, but when you're drunk with your friends, this is funny. So the third base coach, the Yankees are killing this team, right? And he looks miserable. He's probably making no money. He's on the road. Real dumpy ass. And his last name was Ludoff, okay? So I'm ossified by the 6th inning. Now, because my seats are 4 rows behind third, he can hear everything I'm saying. So I start going, Ludov, the third base coach, had a very dumpy ass. And that's all he kept saying was that verse of Ludov the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
They threw you out for that?
We were throwing up laughing because we were drunk.
Right.
And then so I kept saying, Ludov has a dumpy ass. And the guy came over and said, you have to, listen. We know you're a Yankee fan.
Ludov.
No.
Usher.
Oh, okay.
You can't say dumpy ass. There's kids here.
Right.
And again, when I was a kid, I remember a guy asking me to hold his beer while he rolled a joint. You know, times are different.
Yeah, but I do remember going to games with my dad, and they would be drunk.
Sitting next to Artie?
And it scared, but it scared me. You know, I remember it was scary because there were old guys, like, they smelled like liquor and they were just, like, getting crazy.
That's what the usher is trying to do. Get this
Did you
very
say to the
scary
usher,
man to quiet down.
Did you say to the usher, can I sing Ludov has a dumpy butt?
Well, because every day, one of my friends, the funniest and rudest thing I've ever seen before is playing the Blue Jays about 1982. It's a man with his 16-year-old daughter and his 10-year-old son. Now, the son has a little Blue Jay shirt on. There's upper deck at Yankee Stadium. And a ball and a glove to catch a ball, which will never come to us.
Right.
So the Blue Jays score a run, and my friend is he's like Will and me. We all had bets on the game. And he's fucking pissed off because the Blue Jays go ahead by 2 runs. The kid's going, yay, yay, yay. And he's sitting next to his 16-year-old sister. And my buddy goes, hey, Blue Jay kid. That's what he called him. He goes, hey, Blue Jay kid. And finally the kid turns around and be like, yeah, like with it. My buddy goes, I can't even.
What did he say?
My buddy goes,
your buddy.
I fucked your sister last night.
God.
How old?
She was 16, I think. I don't know. She was an adult.
I hope they threw you out.
The father hears it.
Oh, boy.
So now he turns around and goes, what the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck?
My buddy goes, I said I fucked your daughter last night. So now it was our fault.
Yeah.
You think?
Really? So the guy swings, me and my 2 buddies swing, and then we got thrown out.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah, no, that should happen.
Wow.
That was bad.
That's bad.
She could have
said that to one of your kids. You fucking.
Oh no! Believe me, I would.
You don't even have kids, and you would go nuts.
I saw again the stuff you see your father do. I saw a guy threw a beer bottle at me once.
Wow!
And I saw my father. You talk about therapy. I saw my father pull a guy through his car window, and like literally, like.
Well, he's like, right.
The guy cut us off, and my old man. We were coming back from sleigh ride, and I'll never forget it. We're like one of those $3 sleds going down a main drag, and it was like 1978, so they all looked like they were in the Eagles or something, and they threw a Bud bottle at me and said, fuck you. And my father fucking just chased them, cut them off, ran and punched through the window, broke the glass of the window.
So there you go.
And pulled the kid out. I didn't say it. My friend said it. I would never say that to I really would never say that to a kid. But, you know,
protected you. So the dad was right. He went and he stuck up for his daughter.
The third base, the third base coaches caught a lot of. There was one guy called Kim who was an Asian guy.
Yeah.
He was a Red Sox third base coach, and he was about 2'8". Okay.
Right.
And we kept calling him Little Kim. And doing all stupid jokes like, hey, Kim, and every time we go, hey, Little Kim, and then he would finally look at us, and we'd go, how does it feel to be the last guy to know it's raining? Every dumb short joke.
So anyway, you went to the... What was they
Gary was with me at the game, and we fucking...
Yeah. Hey, can I just say one thing about A-Rod? You know, he's supposed to be the classiest guy in the world, you know, Armani suits and everything. I'm watching the game Saturday night. They put the camera on him. He's at third base. He punches a glove. He did the grossest thing. He takes his finger and he presses it against one nostril and he blows the biggest snot rocket I've ever seen.
I was watching the game at that point.
Yeah, what is going on inside him? He's always goobering and clamming.
He's a twitchy kind of dude.
But I mean, it was almost like they said, you know, we're going to put the camera in. He had no idea. Hold that nostril down, and the snot goes like 10 feet.
Hey, so talk about this concert you went to.
Oh, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show Thursday night.
Yeah, listen to this, man. Baba Booey saw a good one. Listen to this.
I have to say, probably one of the top 5 concerts I've ever seen. Over close to 5.5 hours.
Wow.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. Not a dead moment.
In honor of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why are all these guys trying to raise money for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, Ross and I were talking about that. I think they're just all about the preservation of, you know, of putting together...
archiving.
Just archiving, keeping the museum together so that in 100 years people know. But, you know, you're right. It's weird. You can't get this... You couldn't get this lineup together...
against nuclear war.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, Jackson Browne couldn't get the No Nukes concert this could have built. But go ahead.
It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. So it was divided into... There were 4 main acts. And then each of the acts came out. And then they would have a bunch of people with them. So the first act that came out is Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Wow.
They come out, well, the show starts, we hear there's going to be a special guest, right? And Ross and I were on the fence about whether to even go to the show. Tickets very expensive. The ticket was like $250 for like not even a great seat.
Mm-hmm.
They bring out Jerry Lee Lewis, and the guy's going to die any minute. I mean, he's got that gobbler, and he's doing the piano, and he's got a weak voice. And I go, God, is this going to be one of those sad shows where it's just a lot of old people? After that, it was just all the way uphill.
Well, it's like when they tortured you with Ravi Shankar at the George Harrison concert, whatever that was called.
Concert for Bangladesh.
Concert for Bangladesh. They torture you with Ravi Shankar for a while, and then the concert gets really good after that.
So
you always got to be tortured.
Tom Hanks comes out. He introduces...
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he does a whole rap about how important it is. He introduces Jerry Lee Lewis. Crosby, Stills, and Nash at the stage. They do a bunch of songs. They sound, you know, pretty good.
They do the hits, none of that new shit.
It's Howard, everybody that comes out does nothing but hits.
All right.
They do, it's, you know, at one point, I can't remember the order, but it was Teacher Children, 𝗦𝗵cie Express, but there's another song that you would really like. I just can't remember the name of it. Then they bring out Bonnie Raitt. She sounds phenomenal. She does one song.
Right.
They bring out Jackson Browne. He does a Pretender. And another song sounds fucking phenomenal. Then they bring out James Taylor.
And when you say they bring out, they have multiple, like, setups so that people...
No. In other words, these people come out to play with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Oh.
So at times Crosby, Stills, and Nash are backing people up.
Go ahead.
And so then James Taylor comes out. So that whole thing takes like an hour.
Wow.
And that's great.
That would be enough for me.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a concert.
Right there.
Yeah.
The second person out, it takes 5 minutes to switch the
stage.
To change. Second person out is Paul Simon. He comes out, does a bunch of his solo stuff, and then he brings out, because now he's, like, Crosby, Stills, and Nash were representing, like, the West Coast. They were doing themes, right? So now Paul Simon's representing New York. He does a bunch of his solo songs. Then they bring out Little Anthony and the Imperials, and I go, 6 guys in their 70s. They do one song, a cappella, sound phenomenal. And it's great. I'm like, I like Little Anthony and the Imperials. They're, you know, they don't overstay their welcome. They're great.
Right.
I forget who, you know, I'm leaving out a bunch of names, but inevitably he brings out Garfunkel. And they sing together, and they are phenomenal, Howard.
They are.
Phenomenal. I mean, they both sound great together, and it almost makes you think, like, why don't they play together more?
Because Paul can't stand art.
I wonder. I mean, you know, they got together for this, but it's almost like it's their duty to sing together at least every 5 years because they're that good.
Wow.
Then a little bit of
in other words, when Simon's doing his solo stuff, it's not half as good as when he's with Garfunkel.
It's good, but the Simon and Garfunkel stuff is iconic, and they just sound great doing it. Like, listening to them, I thought to myself, they could get together tomorrow and write a bunch of new songs, and it would probably sound great. I don't know if they'd be great songs.
Right.
But they're still in that great a form.
Go ahead.
Take a little bit of time. Okay, a little bit of technical difficulty, 20 minutes. Stevie Wonder comes out, and he's great. And I can't even remember, like, at one point, John Legend came out, and they did a couple of Michael Jackson songs because that's representing sort of the soul Motown part. And again, I'm leaving people out that came in and out. Then he's done after his 45 minutes. Springsteen comes out.
Wow.
And Springsteen just won't leave. I saw that the show was supposed to be over at 11:47. So there was like a 20-minute, delay. I left at 1:30. They were doing the last song, 1:30 in the morning.
So how long was Springsteen on?
Springsteen was on. He did his songs. He brought out Sam from Sam and Dave, right?
Right.
They did 2 songs together. Again, I hate it when guys get together, do the old songs. Sounded phenomenal. They did Hold On, I'm Coming and Soul Man. And it
Bruce
sounded
on for like 2 hours?
Bruce was on for like an hour 45. It sounded great. Then, when you think like there's nothing left, Bruce does this whole rap about, New York and Long Island, New Jersey and Long Island used to be connected, and now we're going to connect it again. Billy Joel comes out.
Wow.
And then they do a bunch of songs together.
Damn it.
I mean, it was a phenomenal show.
Wow. What time did you get out of there?
I left at 1:25. I got home at almost 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Jesus. That's some show.
But I never,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I never sat there at any time and looked at my watch and go, oh, my God, this is boring. Or
You're just having a great time the whole time.
Because nobody stayed on long enough to bother you.
Wow. Wow. Who'd you go with?
Ross.
And is that when you went to dinner with him?
Yeah, we went to dinner before.
Listen to this. Gary comes in this morning and says to me, I'm never going to dinner with Ross again. I go, what happened? I figured it was behavioral, but it wasn't. Tell that story.
Ross always knows where, like, the cool restaurants are and good stuff. He says, he knows I love sushi. He loves sushi. So he says, let's get sushi. I know this place. He goes, really good. A little pricey, but, really, really good. So we go to the restaurant, and it's not like a huge fancy restaurant. It's a little tiny restaurant. We go and we sit at the sushi bar.
Right. You're not even at a table.
Not at a table. The waitress comes over, and we have to give our likes and dislikes. His goes on for an hour. Mine's like 2 seconds. Right. I said, I'd rather have sashimi. He'd rather have sushi. Ross, I don't eat this. I don't eat that. Whatever. So they just start bringing food out. The sushi chef puts some food in front of you.
Well, you don't have to order.
You don't order.
I love that.
Okay. So I said to him at some point, like, how does this work? And he goes, well, it's like a round. It's almost like a X-course dinner, whatever. So we order a very small bottle of sake and a couple of appetizers, and that's it. So the bill's coming. I said, what do you figure? $200 between the two of us? He goes, nah, it's a little bit pricier than that. He goes, probably like $250, $260. They put the bill down. I open it up. Before tip, it's $4.85.
What did you eat?
Let me tell you something. That's insanity.
It's sushi.
First of all, where's he getting this money from?
Well, he wasn't expecting this either. He said he'd eaten there a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything like that.
That's more than pricey.
So what drove it up? Is it sake?
No. It wasn't a sake. The sake wasn't. We saw the price of the sake.
How much was the sake?
It was $29.
Okay.
For a small little.
And you shared that.
And we shared that.
Right.
And then I think we each had a glass after that. So say we spent $50
on alcohol.
On sake.
What the hell?
And then we ordered a round of steamed dumplings. So I don't know what that. It's 180.
What's the name of this fucking place so I don't go there?
Sushi for Gary.
Sushi for Gary.
Gary, Geri.
Sushi
Maybe that's why
Gary. I know.
Sushi for Gary.
It was Gary Sushi. He owns
Sushi
the
for 𝗙𝗙𝗙.
It was $180 each just to sit at the sushi bar. And then I think when it was done, Ross ordered an extra thing. So it's $360, another $50, $410. I don't know. It was $480, and then we had to leave a tip. So it was in essence.
What'd you leave for a tip on that?
We left it. He was so pissed. He's like, I'm only leaving $40. So on $240 each, we left $40, which is 15%.
Yeah, well.
And so basically $300 a head for sushi.
Now, is the sushi incredible?
It's very good.
Not that good.
But I said there's a place I go to on this block that probably costs 10% of what I paid that night, and the sushi's like 80% as good.
Right.
Like, it's just, it wasn't like the ambiance was great. Like, listen, even if you go to Nobu, it's pricey. I've been at Nobu. I've seen Chris Rock. I've seen Derek
You ain't
Jeter.
seen anyone famous, even.
No.
Yeah.
I saw you, Ross.
Wow.
I could was the most I've ever paid for a meal.
This Ross, he doesn't spend a dime on anything.
Sure he does.
I mean, no, he you know, on himself, but not on his wife.
I don't know about that.
He keeps her on austerity. And I don't blame him. You got to keep a woman in line, but then he goes out for 300, 400, what?
He wasn't
400, how much?
It was
480?
480.
And then with the tip over $500?
It was with the tip. It was a 480, and we left 80. It was 560.
Just the two of you?
Just the two of them.
Let me tell you something.
Does the waitress give you a happy ending?
I wish.
That's 4 people at Nobu.
Right.
And Nobu is the best eating experience I've ever had.
Right.
In my
I mean, first of all, I know Ross got a couple of mortgages. What the hell? Where's he getting this money?
He was not expecting. I'm telling you, he expected the bill to be about $250. It was, but I've never been off by double on a bill yet. You know what I mean? I've never been off by double the amount. I was pissed.
There was one time.
But so was he.
There was one time I thought a White Castle was going to be a quarter. It was 50 cents.
My God. That's crazy, man. Manhattan's just crazy expensive.
But you don't have to do that to get good food.
But, you know, you go out with someone. Here, 8 pieces of tuna sushi and 1 roll is $49 at your place that you went to. They handed me this.
Yeah,
but again,
how much sushi did they eat?
Yeah, I mean, what did you eat?
No, we ordered, like I said, we didn't order sushi by the piece, which we said in retrospect we probably should have. We ordered, you sit at the bar, that's part of the experience. Ross has I don't know, there's a Japanese name for it when you get, you sit there and the chef just makes you what he wants.
Yeah, it's called getting hosed. I mean, what are you kidding me? $500 for 2 guys, and you didn't even have alcohol? I mean, except for a small bottle of sake?
It was a 20, and that was the cheapest bottle of sake on the menu.
No wine.
No.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for that update.
But Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
It sounds it.
The Friday night show.
It's almost too long.
But it wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
To me it is. I couldn't stay awake. I'd be gone. I would miss Bruce Springsteen.
The Friday night show was Aretha Franklin, U2, and Metallica. And I know some people who went, they said it was good, but I don't know if it was as good as that. Oh,
what's that?
This is for night 2. It was let's see, Aretha Franklin, Annie Lennox, Lenny Kravitz, Jeff Beck.
You already got the better show.
Yeah, Jeff Beck was at the show that I was at too, but that was great too. Instead of like listening to some Jeff Beck shit, he came out. Oh, he played guitar on Superstition with Stevie Wonder.
All right, that I could handle. Because if he starts going into those instrumentals, I'm out the door.
And I got I can't remember. Is B.B. King still alive?
Yeah.
Jeff Beck has one hit that I know.
What is it?
Is that because we vended his lovers?
Yes, because we vended his lovers.
I always thought Freeway Jam was way
I thought Freeway Jam. What's the Crosby?
Uh-oh, Chaz Bono here to talk to you.
Robin, is Chaz Bono? 4 inches is fine.
Chaz Bono, I just got done shitting at the Port Authority.
Ever since you took
the most manly man.
male hormones, you're the manliest guy ever. I understand Artie Lange is teaching you how to be a man.
Oh, yes, Artie's my manager now. I'm the new star of the next season of Ice Road Truckers.
Well, Sonny, your father is gone. I guess Artie's kind of the surrogate father to take you.
Yeah, you need a male role model.
Yes, the family was minus 1 cock.
Right.
I'm bringing one in.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, Chaz. Your voice is changing, and you're growing facial hair. And
you got to shave once a week.
And I understand Artie's teaching you how to grow back hair.
It's going wonderfully.
Yeah. And you sound fabulous. You sound very masculine.
Artie just shaved the Yankee symbol in my back.
Well, you're a super... Chaz, I didn't get to play you the...
We're going to get thrown out of Yankee Stadium this weekend.
Yeah, you didn't get to play the clips.
Are you going to beat up some women at Yankee Stadium?
I'm going to jump on a woman's back for wearing a faggot shirt.
Wow. Man. Chaz, you've really become a man.
I'm hanging out with Will Murray quite a bit as well.
Let's see. Chaz Bono. Oh, Chaz won't talk about what's below his waist. Because as far as I can tell, they can't make a fake penis.
And does she talk about the fact that she got the breast lopped off?
That she'll talk about, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here, this is the real Chaz.
Chaz has been going through hormone therapy and has undergone surgery to remove his breasts. Do you have to undergo further surgery or surgeries to complete the process?
That's really a kind of a personal decision, and I don't really feel, comfortable talking about anything below the waist. So I'm going to...
That's got to be a nightmare.
So she sounds like an effeminate man.
My pussy is off limits.
I should have teabagged that bitch.
Excuse me, Mary Hart. I prefer not to talk about my pussy. I mean, cock.
Instead of talking about my pussy, Mary, how about a Blumpkin?
By the way, tell the people I'm shitting during the interview.
In a porta-john.
Just keep that private for now.
Fair enough. Actually, I was going to walk in the door and tease you about all of these years referring to you as her.
I know.
And now it's him. But sitting here talking with you, Chaz, it's going to be much easier to walk out the door and always, from here on, refer to you as him.
Well, that's good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bottom line, what's the most important thing about this for you?
The most important thing about this for me is that my outsides are finally starting to match my insides.
And he's not acting like a guy, but he still sounds like kind of a feminine guy.
He sounds like an effeminate guy.
He's like, thank you.
What does that mean?
He should be like,
you're funny. I should rape you.
Yes, I'm changing my name to Leonard Marshall.
Leonard Marshall?
What's that mean?
Because he's very manly.
Oh, okay. Here, Chaz. I'm not talking about what's below my waist. Can you imagine? What's below your waist, Chaz? Who knows?
Hopefully some pussy soon.
No, but I'm saying what's below your waist?
A lot of balls and a lot of cock.
They can't they can't make a cock. So what they do is I heard the clitoris gets very enlarged.
But what do you pee out of?
My horse cock.
He actually comes out of my nose. I'm sorry I pissed on you.
Here, Chaz.
If I look at the sun too long, I piss out of my nose.
So your plumbing's all screwed up.
Yeah, there's been some side effects.
There was some rewiring.
They told me the operation had some side effects. They said, like, what? They said, well, like, you might become a dude.
They actually took a beer can and molded a cock out of it.
It's a combination of a dick and a pussy. It's called a 𝗛𝗵cie.
Here's Chaz.
I have a 𝗛𝗵cie?
I have a 𝗛𝗵cie.
Here's Chaz talking about hormone therapy. And I like the woman goes, I was going to come in and tease you about, tease you. Yeah, you can imagine the teasing that must go on for poor Chaz. I'm going to tease you.
Yeah, if you teased me, by the way, I would have shoved you up the chimney.
Chopped you up and buried you in a wall.
Yeah, Mary, nice fucking legs. I wish I had those, so I'll just take them.
As part of his transition, Chaz undergoes hormone therapy, which includes testosterone. The hormones have clearly changed your voice. Was that something that was a real adjustment for you?
It does it in stages. So, no.
To measure the change, listen to this interview from 2002.
I didn't have a lot of outlets, and I didn't have anybody else to talk to.
Sounds the same.
Through this. I'm literally going through puberty. I get to experience puberty the way that I should have, and the way that I wanted to.
Are you growing a beard, Chaz? Do you shave?
I shave about once a week now. So
why
it's
shave?
Certainly not thick. It kind of started to come in like just like peach fuzz, you know, and so it's kind
Was
of
that
thick.
kind of a thrill for you?
Oh my God, yeah.
Must have been.
It was great. This is great.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted to shave.
What effects have the hormone treatment had on you?
They lowered my voice.
I'm growing hair on my teeth.
I'm having a bar mitzvah.
Billy got sick, so I'm touring with ZZ Top.
She's not experiencing puberty like a guy.
Why would you shave, though? Like, you'd be so proud of some facial.
It's probably coming in patches.
In fact, I have a mustache like Zorro.
My new nickname amongst the guys is Gene Shalit.
Oh, you got a big Gene Shalit mustache.
I do, and I'm reviewing movies for no reason.
I feel like Chaz has the impression you have to cup your hands over your face.
I do, yeah, all the time.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I'm not talented.
It's funny. No, I like that. No, I mean, I like that Chaz can barely be heard.
But Chaz has to sound different than Artie.
Right, right.
I asked Mary if I could do the interview in the closet. I've been in here for so long.
Because as far as I can tell, when you have this operation and you're a chick, like, as much as you want cock and balls, there's no way they can give you balls. No. Like, not even like a fake pair of balls.
Right.
Like, glue them onto your, the bottom of your vagina.
I mean, I suppose they could make up something and find some skin from somewhere and put some prosthetics in it.
It'd be cool if they glue some balls onto it. Like, just to cover up half your vagina.
A couple of golf balls.
You get like a big hot dog to act like a penis, and then you leave a little hole for the pee to come out.
My mother did me a favor and made a very awkward phone call. Greg Allman is giving me his balls.
Cher would embrace her daughter being gay, but how does she feel about this life-changing experience? Chaz remains private about that, telling me he cannot speak for her, but he is making a major effort to bring understanding to everyone in his life. Has anybody said, whoa, do you really know what you're doing?
Not once I talk to people about it, and, you know, the people in my life are just, you know, happy that I'm doing this and seeing the positive effect that it's having on me.
One of the benefits is I'm fucking a lot of girls that look like my mom. Like, I'm dating a Cher lookalike. I'm going to fuck her hard with my hot dog.
Most Cher lookalikes are female impersonators.
Artie taught me to say hot dog instead of penis. Artie's a real man. I want to be just like Artie when I get full transition, like a werewolf.
For breakfast, Artie made me some chicken jambon.
Yeah, when I was a girl, I used to have, like, tea and crumpets.
Pussy.
Now, I have... What do I have?
Chicken jambon 𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍. And I just got a new career.
What's that?
I'm running numbers at the port in Brooklyn.
She's a longshoreman.
I'm more of an enforcer.
You are so manly since you met up with Artie.
I recently broke someone's thumbs.
Would you say Artie was the key to putting it all together?
Artie is my new dad.
All right.
He's a wonderful dad.
I can't wait for the two of you to go to a ball game.
Oh, we've been.
Robin.
Yes?
Smell my finger. Guess what I just had?
I had a little veal pomodoro.
Oh, ever since you met Artie. You used to be a vegan when you were a girl.
Yeah, and that went out the fucking window.
Now you're eating every animal.
What did you just eat?
This morning at 4 a.m. I had some chicken 𝗦𝗗𝗿𝗱 with a little 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗿.
Before you went to the port?
Before I went to the port and broke a man's thumbs. Because we owed somebody $52. I recently threw a forklift at a man.
So that testosterone gives you super strength.
Yeah.
Picking up forklifts.
Picked it up, my pussy started to bleed. The whole transition isn't 100%.
Not completely...
Yeah. I lift a heavy objects, make my pussy bleed.
I still do some acting. I'm playing Larry King on Broadway.
I visited Chaz at his L.A. home where he lives happily with Jennifer Elia, his girlfriend of 4 years.
Artie taught me to fuck her very hard.
And their 3 dogs. On this day, they were posing for a photo shoot for Getty Images. Here's where
Artie told me for the photo shoot to drop my pants and moon.
Heterosexuals might go, wait a minute. If they were attracted to each other as 2 women, does it become a heterosexual relationship?
Well, you know, I mean, I think I didn't just bring this on Jen recently.
Right.
This was something that, you know, she knew about shortly after we met. So our relationship, I would say, always modeled a heterosexual relationship, you know, emotionally, intellectually. So now it does physically as well.
Physically?
She sucks my labias and we pretend it's a penis.
It's a lot of fun. She blows me while I'm doing masonry work. Excuse me, honey. I'm pouring cement in the porch. Could you lick my ass? Honey,
very sad.
Honey, while I'm breaking a man's thumbs, could you give me a rusty trombone?
Do you think that one day she'll get to a point where she's like, you know, this isn't all it's cracked up to be?
I think she's almost there. If it wasn't for Artie helping her through this.
If it wasn't for Artie and his compassion, I think I'd kill myself.
Now that you're, I know when you were a girl, you would like go to the bathroom, close the door, and if you took a dump, you'd do a courtesy flush. What do you do now?
Well, now I just don't flush.
You don't flush
at all.
When's the last time you flushed?
The last time I flushed was 1988.
Smells like a zoo in there.
You got a big pile of shit.
A big pile of shit.
Artie taught you that?
Yeah. Well, now I never flush because the toilet at the Port Authority doesn't work. I leave my mother's mansion to go shit at Union Station.
That's what a man would do.
Well, you've learned a lot, I'll tell you that, man. You're so manly. You're more manly than anyone I know. I'll tell you that. You're shitting. And
yeah, why even use a bathroom?
when you eat dinner, like you eat dinner and then you go take a big shit?
Actually, I multitask. I shit while I'm eating.
Wow. That's more manly than anyone I know.
Pizzaiol's going in, Jumbot's going out.
Artie taught you to eat that?
He taught me how to do everything.
All right, all right.
And I sweat out peppers.
He's responsible for it all.
Well, good for you.
I have one eyebrow.
Wow. Well, you look like a man now.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you're shaving once a week. But don't shave. Grow a big beard.
That's what I'm thinking of doing.
Yeah. Look like Rick Rubin.
I love to look like Rick Rubin.
Yeah, that's your hero.
It's great to be Rick Rubin without the talent.
Yeah. You want to be just like Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what does Chaz do for a living?
I kill people.
Artie tell you that?
Yeah. You want to make a little extra cash?
All right, Chaz, good luck with your sex change, whatever it is, and good luck with your lessons from Artie. All right, Robin, what else is in the news?
Well, what are we doing, Howard? We're lagging behind. The Chinese
talked about afterwards, I still thought was great as well, although JD wanted to go back to her blowjob techniques.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought she was a really good interview. Thanks for calling. Sal, I see you in here. You went in towards the end of the show to defend your new teeth. Congratulations on that.
And congrats on your new show.
Thank you, my friend. But it seemed that this is one of those situations where Howard had to tell you, don't cover your teeth when you're laughing.
I don't want Gary to see them and make fun of them.
That's where I'm going with this.
First of all, you look like Ross when Ross on Friends got his teeth whitened. And
as long as my teeth don't smell like Ross's teeth, I'll be fine. Sorry, Ross. But Gary started Ross. All right, look like Ross how?
Ross from Friends.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I can't believe
But good work.
Oh, God.
I was talking about. I said
Sorry, Ross from Friends. Oh, fuck, did I put my foot in my mouth?
You sure did. You are one of a kind.
I just kicked out my new teeth.
But this was one of those situations where it seemed like Howard told you were inappropriate, therefore you're like, you know what, I guess I see that, when you were getting them and the jokes you made and things like that. But do you really feel like you did anything wrong when you were in there?
I think I'm a normal guy. I think I'm getting my teeth done. I have a little gas going. I have a beautiful assistant to the left of me.
If you're so normal, how come you're the only one that seems to get in this kind of trouble?
I don't know. You guys bring it to light.
But it should be like everybody should be. You should hear every day, oh, my God, some guy went to the dentist office, used the N-word. You don't only hear about you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't use the N-word N-word, not N-word in a derogatory sense, like when that black guy stole your chocolate, Gary. I used it singing along to a song.
It's going back to the hits.
But yeah, I thought, I try to make the best of it. It was very painful. You know, Gary, how it is. It's, you're under a lot of pressure. It hurts. There was pain involved. Not much pain, but at first he missed a spot or two with the Novocaine, and God, my balls went right up my ass. Whoa, because you clench up. And I kind of wanted to break the ice a little bit.
Can we clarify something? I've heard you paid $12,000, $6,000, $18,000, paid nothing. What's the truth?
I paid $6,000 for around $5,800 for the lab work, for the teeth itself and the lab work. The dentist did the work, put on the teeth, and they did the gum shaving for free.
Why?
Well, he offered it to me for free.
But who is he to you?
Nobody. Well, I met him through somebody, and he says, look, if you want nice teeth, I can help you out. And he says, I could give you a deal. I'm a fan of the Howard Stern Show. He's a big fan of the show.
Because here's the allegation that's going around the back office.
Yeah.
There was a page 6 item about it last week. So that basically you got on the air. The rap is you got on the air, gave out the guy's name, got the page 6 thing, and in exchange you did it for free.
I swear on my children, never called page 6, never did anything like that. There was no barter there. I'm assuming, which makes logical sense to me, that somebody, either the dentist or the dentist's office, leaked that out. That occurrence did happen. They did put me in a separate room, and they waited for her to leave and then for me to go in because they were afraid she was going to be offended by seeing me. I never besmirched her like they said, so when the news came out, I don't even know what besmirch means.
It's all right, keep going.
So when the news came, Scott the engineer comes into my office that morning, and he goes, well, you made the papers. And he hands me the newspaper, and I read it. I'm like, wow, that's really odd. So, no, there was no tying with that. The dentist did give me a break. They are big fans of the show.
Well, it's not a break. A break is a break in price. He gave it to you for free.
Yeah,
that's not really a break. He gave it to you completely for free. Except for what it cost him.
Right, pretty much. So that was very nice of him.
But why would he do that just for you? Like, do you ever feel weird about taking it?
No, I mean, no. He made it perfectly clear that, look, this is what I could do for you, can help you, and he had no problem with it. So I thank him for it.
No, I'm saying, do you have a problem with it?
No. I'm $6,000 in the hole in some capacity. And sure, let's not lie, and let's not kid each other. The dentist knows, look, I'm on the air, I have nice teeth, and it'll certainly help him. There is a bartering deal there. That's obvious. But he seems to be pleased. He presented it to me, and he did a great job.
Sal,
and I thank him.
One last question. You talked about getting out of a speeding ticket on the way home?
Yeah.
What? I mean,
No, I didn't talk my way out of it. It was just to take
How
it.
fast were you going?
You know what? I was on Long Beach Boulevard. I think that's what it's called, in Long Beach, New Jersey. And apparently, it's 4 lanes. But I was going 51, and it was a 35. What's so funny about that?
Because earlier you said you were doing 53 and a 31.
Whatever it is.
And
you
we're
know.
like, I've never seen a 31-mile-an-hour zone in my life.
It was right. 35 makes more sense. It's an even, whatever, a non number, but it's it's cut off evenly.
Jesus Christ.
That's all.
Do you know that there's not a day that goes by that my son, Lucas, tells one of his friends that I work with a guy who can't find California on the map?
I can
Swear
now.
to God.
I can now. You guys have educated me quite a bit. It's on the West Coast by the Pacific Ocean.
Well done.
Hello, hello. I'm Baba Booey. And our Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Lisa G's sweet and greet, which was a big topic of conversation. Howard doesn't seem to be that happy with it. Lisa wouldn't come in and do the show, but there were a lot of people who wanted to come in and talk about it. Here's what happened.
A lot of people, not just Ronnie, but he was in there pretty vocal about it, but a lot of people are upset about this Lisa G meet and greet issue. And the first thing I want to tackle, Gary, we kind of talked about this off the air, is Lisa treated differently because she wasn't sort of raised by the show? She came in from the outside. Or do you think Howard's not going, Howard could be hitting her harder and he's not for another reason?
This is totally my opinion, but the first thing you said, yes, Lisa worked in the business for a very long time before she worked here, so I think Howard sees her as a colleague, even though they may not be equals in the same business. They are in the same business, and there's a totally different way you're treated when you've worked and come to work here as opposed to being raised here. I think I get more shit than Lisa might get just because Lisa had a career before here, and in Howard's eyes, he built my career.
What about Ronnie's point, which he's been making for a long time, probably a number of years, I would say, that Lisa isn't a team player, and when you hear, she's doing this, she's not part of the show, or I don't even know what she said, and again, Lisa, you're more than welcome to come down and defend yourself.
She doesn't work for the Howard Stern show. She works for Sirius XM. What kind of comment is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Lisa has always gotten away with. Ronnie says she's not a team player. She's not participated in things under the guise of I work in the news department. I have a certain reputation to keep up. But I think once you've opened the door to utilizing the show to put on a sweet and greet or whatever you're going to sweet and greet, whatever it's called, then you have to sort of say, well, I got to be part of the team, which means letting Howard TV come, which means letting Jason come and cover it. And Howard's right. Like, I said this even at K-Rock a bunch of times on the air, almost to my own detriment. I work for the Howard Stern show. I love that I worked at K-Rock and I worked for Tom. But at the end of the day, if Howard says let's pick up and go, I'm going with Howard.
But why is Lisa's event getting under Howard's skin? I mean, Benji's got his project. Ronnie's got the block party. I'm not sure what Will has. But all that stuff, why is Howard dwelling on Lisa's? Why is that the one that's really pissing him off?
I'm not sure, but I would have to go back to the idea that it's really not providing any sort of entertainment in any way.
And you know what? I think he's even a little irked at the block party a little bit.
How so?
I don't know. He just, I think, and he doesn't like so much being exposed with the show. He likes, everything sort of, he doesn't sell stuff like Bill O'Reilly and Rush Limbaugh or whatever. So he doesn't want to have a whole lot of. He thinks a little. I mean, I don't know.
It's trading off the show's name,
something like that, and he just doesn't like so much exposed with his stuff.
If you go back to the old days of the show, Stuttering John and I went out and did a version of the block party many years ago, and we got our asses handed to us. Right? Then John doubled on back and did a more interesting version of the block party, which was just basically John hiring 3 unbelievable comedians and taking most of the money. And for some reason, Howard didn't seem to mind that. I always wondered why. And again, with the block party, Howard doesn't seem to mind. But there's one thing the block party provides that Lisa has not provided yet,
which is a lot of content, although she's providing content now. I think that the Block Party comes back to us every week with stories that are fun and interesting for the show.
Right. It feeds the Howard Stern show. Right. Therefore, Howard's more tolerant of it. If I don't know if I'm using the right word there.
I just wanted to say, too, having been a listener for so many years, I know what not to do going into something like this.
Well, like what?
Well, like, for example, not putting Howard's name all over an event that he's not going to be a part of. I remember John getting chewed out for Howard Stern and Friends, and then it was Stuttering John and Friends, and, you know, from the Howard Stern show. And Howard Stern's name would be 10 times, you know, 10 times bigger than anybody else's name.
Shuli and Friends.
No, Shuli and Friends. No, but I make sure that, you know.
But Lisa isn't doing that in this instance.
I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying those. You know, for what Gary was saying was when they used to catch shit in the older days for doing this, it just, you know, you got to go into it respecting the fact that he's the reason why we're all getting a chance to do this.
Ronnie, why do you think Howard's so bent out of shape about Lisa's event?
Pretty much for the same reason everybody else is thinking, because there's nothing there. She's not doing anything. She's charging a lot of money.
Baking and talking.
She's not even, well, according to what I heard, you're going to have to pay $103.49. And then you have to pay for your cupcakes and your coffee.
Oh, I heard there was a free cupcake.
Well, maybe that's from Lisa, but from the place itself, you're going to, you know, if you want to purchase, if you want coffee, if you want a drink or whatever, you're going to have to pay for it.
Oh, so anything above and beyond the free cupcake is on you.
I'm assuming that Lisa's bringing the cupcakes. You know, she's not making anything very clear what she's actually doing.
Are you insinuating that while Lisa's meeting and greeting, she may be running a cash bar?
I don't know.
I think he's more than insinuating that, Gary.
I don't know. And I said, Lisa, they're looking for you down at the Rapture. I can't come today.
I can tell you.
There you go. I mean, why aren't you down here defending what you're doing?
I will just say this, and I'm not going to give Lisa too hard a time. She should be here to defend herself. She doesn't want to be. I'm not going to hammer her too hard. But today, I was very much like a traffic cop. There were a lot of people coming to me during the show when Lisa was in there telling me this, telling me that, telling me this. And all roads seem to lead, at least people's belief that works here, is that this is all based out of some sort of jealousy that Lisa has towards almost everybody on the show, in the sense, like, why does the Block Party get to go out? Why does Benji get to go out? Why does John Hein have a TV show? Why does Lieberman get to go on CNN? And I'm not saying that it's all based in rational thinking. And like you said, John, you went out and auditioned for the show. She may just be feeling that she's missing something, so this is her attempt at getting something going.
Well,
but then I would tell her.
Can I say something, John? That's what irks me with this whole thing, with this whole thing she's doing, because as soon as Howard started to hammer her about it, she brought us into it, and like trying to make us the bad guys also. Like we're doing something wrong because he's hammering her.
Or we're providing the same amount of entertainment or whatever.
Well, she went flat out and said, hey, she's not doing anything less or more than Ronnie and JD are doing.
That's not true.
What do you do?
I host the show.
And that's what she's doing. She's hosting.
Yeah, but she's not hosting. And
there's nothing beyond her hosting.
She's not introducing, like I'm introducing Shuli. I'm introducing JD, or he's introducing me, or whatever. I'm introducing.
So you want credit for introducing JD?
That's what show needs an MC, okay? That's what I started off doing.
There's nothing beyond the MC.
I never said I was.
What do you do, Dopey?
Dude, I was
Fuck
never
off. Get out of here.
I was never
Stop
said
lying.
I was a fucking comedian.
No, but Will's making a point here.
Right.
I mean, Lisa is hosting the
He's not making
event,
a point. He's
being
being
the
an
MC.
asshole.
No, she is.
But what is she giving with it? A cupcake?
Yes.
For $103.
Well, you could talk to
Come
Lisa.
on.
It's okay. So I'll play devil's advocate. It's there's women who listen to the show who may not want to go to the Block Party because it's a little racy for them.
Right.
They're more in Lisa's sort of thinking. They'd like to hang out with Lisa, talk about what it's like to be a woman on the Howard Stern show, and they'd like to. It's a small gathering, like a cocktail party, not a drunken party like the Block Party is.
It's a symposium.
But don't knock. Why knock us though? Because he's hammering her. Why bring us into it? What do we have to do with it?
This is my theory. You guys tell me if I'm off here. I think she brings it in because she feels like you and Scott and JD and other people are kind of on the same level as she is, and if you guys can do it, why can't I do it?
Because
she brought me into it, too, for the same reason, I think.
But the difference is, John, we are doing a show. What she is doing is not a show. It's showing up at a bakery and hanging out with fans. That's not a show. That's a Q&A. That's a town hall meeting.
But okay, so I'll jump on that one, and I'll say there's plenty of people who go to college campuses, and that's all they do is a Q&A. They'll go in.
That's fine, but don't pull in a comedy show and say this is the same exact thing that I'm doing. It's not. It's just not. There's a show. There's content.
Aaron in Dayton, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, good afternoon again. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to comment. I mean, during the fight week, of course, we heard that Stuttering John got his ass reamed by Howard for going out, using the show for personal gain. And at this point in the game, everybody on the show, I mean, with the exception of you, John, I mean, you was, somewhat famous beforehand, but everybody at this point, using the show for personal gain and monetary value. But, and of course, at this, what I'm getting at is, I'm sure she's not making a whole lot of bread, and she's putting at a point where she's, giving a little bit to charity. She's also, paying for a venue. She's probably paying for the wine and all that shit, and she's also like Gary said, part of the show. So,
all right. So Aaron's sort of defending Lisa here.
We pay for a venue.
Yeah, I mean, she's good. That's a weird thing to say because whatever she's paying for or not paying for, she will walk away with a profit of some sort.
She has no.
Dude, when we do the
really.
block party shows, we pay for a venue,
of course.
So I mean,
here's a question John and I were kicking around today. If Lisa said, "I'm going to be at the coffee shop for $100, you can come." And you get a cupcake and everything, and I'm going to play the violin for an hour.
Okay.
Would that change your perception of what she's doing?
That's a concert. That's a concert.
Absolutely. At least she's doing something other than having, 30 people show up and then just sit around and schmooze with them.
Anthony, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, what's going on? I'm a big 𝗛cie fan. I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian. I moved out here to PA from California, and just the transition there, but she's promoting the show because she is bringing, she's using the Stern show as saying, I'm bringing the female listeners and trying to make money off that because the block party is just completely different from what she's trying to do. She doesn't have an act. So she's using the show to get the female listeners out there to make money. I mean, she's got to rent a car.
But why is it? But why is that wrong? I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Why, if you could say that 𝗛cie and Ronnie are using the show to get male listeners to come out and see male-based humor, even though there's a lot of women there as well. So if Lisa feels she's going to talk to the female listeners, why is that wrong?
But why does she have to make money of it? If she started to support the show and want a gig, she should be able to be like, hey, I'm Lisa G. Come, get listeners to be more attracted to her, not because I need to make some money.
Why should the guys from the block party make money? Shouldn't they just be, 𝗛cie's a comedian, shouldn't he be out there for the joy of making people laugh?
Also, would it matter to you?
I pay money to go see the block party. I pay money to go see the block party. I was up in Canada, and I saw the block party. It was fucking awesome. It was fun.
But Anthony, people don't have to spend money to go to Lisa's event. They just won't go.
Right. The reason I wanted to pick up his call is because he said Lisa's scamming people. And I think that's a poor choice of words because I think Lisa's being very upfront about what she's doing. I don't think there's any scam involved.
Well, you know what? We should get Jason down here because he said that he feels like she's scamming people big time.
But she's being very upfront about it. I mean, I don't think anybody who pays can't walk away surprised with what they're getting.
What were you going to say, Benji?
Well, would it matter? As I said before, I don't think there's anything wrong, and I think Lisa could say she's putting on an event in a different kind of way, but she's still putting on an event. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, except I felt she was being very hypocritical towards when she was criticizing me. But would you guys say it's any different if, let's say, this cupcake place hired her for an appearance and they paid her?
I think that's different because you're not taking money from the listeners.
Right.
That's a huge difference right there. In other words, the cupcake place paid her. She goes there. Listeners can come for free and meet Lisa. And I think you sort of get the same result, but you're not taking money from the listeners.
And I don't think the event itself rubbed people the wrong way. I think the price she came up with, I think, might have rubbed a few people the wrong way.
And the word I keep hearing, too, from some people is that there seems to be a sense of entitlement, but I'm not sure for what. Like, Lisa's entitled to make money off the show, or I'm not sure what people think Lisa's entitled to do. But Jason's here. And, Jason, we were just talking about how there was a caller on the line who said he felt that Lisa was scamming people. And I said, well, she's definitely not. That's a poor choice of words. She's being very upfront about what she's doing, but you say she's scamming. So,
well, I would use scamming means like, yeah, she's lying to somebody. I think she's exploiting. I think she's ripping off. I think that she is. We have a fan base that will pay money to be part of the show. Like going to see 𝗛ci and Ronnie's thing. Now, you could say, first of all, I don't even like the fact that their show has been lumped in with this Lisa G thing. They are so two totally separate things, I think it's unfair to them to even lump it in. Lisa made a name for herself from this show in the last 10 years, 5 years, on this show.
7 years.
7 years.
But Lisa will tell you that she was been in New York radio for 23 years before this.
Yes, but she is not going on other radio shows to promote this. She's promoting Lisa G, as far as I know, from the Howard Stern show, to go and sit and pay money and see her. To me, that is using the goodwill that Howard has built up with the fan base and is exploiting that. And Howard, who is our boss, can put his name on anything and sell it and make money on it. Stephen King could put his name on any piece of crap book and sell it and make money off it. But they have integrity, and they care more about their fans than Lisa does.
So why is this getting under your skin so much, Jace? Because you were, like, fuming back
Because
there.
I know this is going to sound corny, but I love our fans. Like, I really do. I was one of them, and I know how easy it is if you wanted to. Will and I don't know if we have the same draw as Lisa, but Will and I can go out and do this too. We could say, hey, come spend $100 and hang out with me and Will. We're not doing anything. We're just hanging out. I personally think it's disgusting to do something like that.
You and Will?
I don't want to speak for you, Will.
Actually, I'll be at Belmont on Saturday. You want to buy me 3 beers? I'm more than open to that.
All right. I think she hasn't earned the right to do what she's doing. I think that she's doing something that, despite people comparing it to the Block Party and other events, that isn't even in the same league as those things. And quite frankly, I'm surprised by a lot of what Howard's let go over the years compared to where he was 10, 15 years ago.
Chuck, you're on the wrap-up show.
How's it going, John?
Hey, Chuck, it's JD's dad. Chuck, who wants to chime in? Is this about the Facebook thing, or is this about the Lisa G thing?
He wants the exact address to Facebook.
I won't stay on too long. First, I enjoyed your show on the fast food mania thing the other day. That was great.
Thank you. I appreciate someone in the 𝗏 family watching the show. Thank you.
I haven't been able to listen too much to the show, but I wanted to let everybody know that this Friday night I'm going to be at the Fridays in Westchester, and for $50 you can get whatever appetizer you want, and we'll sleep.
Hey, Chuck, if I come to you, can I look at like JD's like grammar school pictures and stuff? Can you bring all that crap?
Sure.
Some of his report cards.
It's going to be the eat and tweet. And
Chuck, I'm taking from your comments that you think what Lisa's doing isn't right.
I think it's hilarious. That anybody would actually pay, but if
guys, the event's going to be
make some money out of it, more power to her.
But so how about the argument that, hey, Lisa's really upfront with what she's doing. She's saying exactly what it is. I mean, why do you think somebody's being taken advantage of in the sense that somebody says, hey, I want to meet Lisa G. I'm willing to pay that kind of money.
You're taking advantages of people's passion to this show that she had, of course, a part of in it because she works here and contributes to the show. But this isn't this is
But you're not
using
going
our
to meet.
fan
You're
base.
not going to meet Howard. That's a given.
But someone could think that there's a one person closer to Howard, and
it doesn't
somehow
matter.
they'll work themselves in.
You've been with the show since the very beginning. Again, I just remember, and I'm a crazy fan. I admit it. I was a crazy fan, just like half the people who have been hired here. And I would have paid untold amount of money to meet you or to meet. Or I would have waited in line, or got excited to meet High Pitch Eric. And yes, at the end of the day, there's really no one to blame but the person partying with their money who chooses to go to this thing. But she is putting the minimal amount of effort into it. Like even what you were describing to Chuck's dad, if he brought pictures of JD, that's already providing more content than Lisa G is providing.
And the report card's an extra.
Steve and I were joking the other day,
Always.
maybe we should sell tickets to us arguing about TV shows. We argue about TV shows all the time. Again, that's still providing more content than what Lisa G appears to be providing at this stupid thing where she is telling our fans, asking our fans to pay money to meet me. She's being very upfront. 10% of the net is going to charity, and that's very generous of her. But I think it's exploitative. I think it's as exploitative as if Howard started putting out junk with his name on it.
Chuck, I gotta let you go because a bunch of people on the horn. Anything else you want to say?
Give me the horn. Give me the horn.
I enjoy the show. Have a good day.
Thanks, Chuck. Go check out the Pirates take on the Reds. Ralph Cirella, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, now.
Hi, Ralphie.
This is all very muddy. I mean, if you allow for one, you have to allow for all. I mean, whether it's money for a cupcake or money to see a train wreck, it's what people want to pay. And I don't see why Lisa is being, who's Jason to decide what her appearing somewhere is worth to somebody?
Well, Ralph, the reason why this whole thing started is because Howard says it bothers him and he doesn't know why. So you're pretty close to Howard. Why do you think it bothers him?
Well, listen, I know what Jason's saying in the sense of like, hey, she's not doing much. She's just coming there and showing up. But you know what? That's what an evening with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby just shows up. Maybe people want to go there for Lisa's personality. Maybe she's going to give recipes. I don't know what the fuck she's going to do there, but I don't know how that's any different than the block party.
But you don't know how that's different than the block party.
Hold on.
No, I don't.
We'll explain that in a second. But all that being said, Ralph, Gary's question is a good one. Like, why does this get under Howard's skin versus the block party, versus the TV shows, versus Benji's song,
Bill
versus
Cosby,
all the other stuff? Why do you think this is irking Howard?
Because this isn't, but maybe because the block party is such a train wreck that it provides content on the show. Ronnie goes out there and acts like an idiot, and then you've got tape of it, and Howard TV is filming it, and it provides content for the Howard Stern show. But I think it just sends signals to you can't allow one and not allow the other. Like, who are you guys to sit there and decide? Like, okay,
well, first of all, we don't.
That's
Howard
okay.
does.
Yeah, but Ralph, wouldn't you agree that? And I was going to get into this a little bit, but you brought it up. Wouldn't you say on this show there's different rules for different people?
Absolutely, yeah.
So then when you say you have to allow for one, you have to allow for another, really, Howard's running a monarchy. He has to allow for whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, Artie used to get away with crap that none of us could get away with.
That's right.
And because he was Artie.
Yeah, and that worked out really well.
Well, I'm just saying that's what happens under that. Anybody could do whatever anybody wants rule.
What Artie was allowed to get away with business-wise had nothing to do with what happened
No,
here.
he got away with a ton of stuff here that we got. If I slept in the office as much as he slept on the air, I don't think I would have been treated with the same kid gloves.
Absolutely, because you're not as funny as Artie.
No, I'm not. Right. The people are treated differently here.
Yeah. And that just doesn't work well. It just sends out a bad message to everybody.
But again, I fundamentally disagree with you. I think Ronnie's block party does skirt the line of what Howard used to be angry about in the day when John and Gary tried to go out to do stuff and Howard didn't want it to become the traveling Howard Stern show. And I do think it comes up against that line. But at the end of the day, they're promoting their comedy show. People are buying tickets to their comedy show. I don't know. To me, it's completely different than having a lovely chat with coffee.
I will agree that it's different. I don't know if it's completely different. I mean, I think what bothers
Ralph,
you is Lisa's looking for a way to make money.
Ralph, would you buy a ticket to just see JD and Ronnie, but no comedy?
I wouldn't even do that.
Me, Gary. Last question: is Howard going to put an end to all this stuff?
It's getting to be rubbing up against that area. Hard to say.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, there was a lot of talk about Sal shockingly screwing up a game again. And this is one of those situations where Sal doesn't think he's wrong, is told that he's wrong, and then realizes that he's wrong and tries to explain himself, which he can't do. So we heard Sal tell the story about how it was unfair of Howard to call him a sucker. Now joining us on the wrap-up show, the great 𝗟𝗿𝗍𝗄𝗍, who said, Howard, you're a sucker at least 20 times today. Actually, Sal, you refused to say it.
That's right.
Those were the drops being played, but...
Why won't you repeat?
Why wouldn't I say it?
Yeah, repeat after Howard.
Because I wouldn't. It wasn't true. If I did something where he felt like a sucker, I would have said it.
Sal, do you feel like the show was used at all in order for you to get those teeth? Or do you think they're two independent things?
Yes, absolutely. I made that perfectly clear on your wrap-up show last time. I said it's inevitable. There's certainly a bartership deal. People are not stupid. The guy was a fan of the show, and I certainly got a break because he was a fan, which is understandable.
But we discussed it wasn't a break.
Right, but then the break comes back and bites you on the ass. Nothing is ever really a break. There's a price to be paid, whether it's monetarily or getting the shit kicked out of you by Howard Stern. There's a price to pay, and I've learned it the hard way.
Sal and I talked a little bit today. Was explaining that some of the money was for the actual physical things needed to do this, and the rest of the money was free.
Yeah.
So Sal didn't really get a break. He really got the dental work for free.
Right.
And I explained to him that, as Sal said, nobody gives something for free for nothing. They're always looking for something.
Let me take a step back on this. Sal, do you feel you were unfairly blamed for the problems with the Bigfoot game? Because that's how this all started.
At first, I thought I was. But listen, I'm the one who created the game. The glitch was there. Guilty as charged.
But you said you double-checked it. What did you mean by that?
I double-check all my work. In this particular case, and I don't know why. I don't know why I do these things, but... I always give my...
That seems to be the mantra this week. I heard Tim saying that earlier in the week.
It's almost like, how people have a guardian angel? I have like a guardian bully. When I'm going...
A black cloud?
Yeah, when I'm going in the right direction, somebody's kicking me in the balls, just throwing my mind off a little bit, because I always give my CDs to Scott to double-check. And like when Howard asked me, did Scott double-check this one? I said, no. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, he didn't double-check this one. I did. But inevitably, it was a screw-up on my part.
It's always better to give your stuff to Scott, because then when it screws up, you could blame Scott.
Right.
What happened was there was a glitch. You saw it. Then you went back and saw that there was a track there. But what we figured out is that Bigfoot's answer was so short. Right?
Mm-hmm. It didn't register as a track.
It was a track, but it just goes from one track to the next so quickly, which Richard knew, and he said, Sal just sort of forgot you got to add a little time.
And by the way,
yes,
to say something nice about Scott Salem, that's the kind of crap he really catches.
Right.
Like, I gave him all the impression stuff, and he called me in, he's like, wow, the levels on this are really off on one of them, and we listened to it, and I'm like, good call, and he fixed it, and, that's...
And that was my mistake. So I took back that game and double-checked that one, and I had Scott check it. As a matter of fact, I went to Gary today, and I said, Gary, give me all the games back. So I'm going through every single game right now as well.
There was a great moment, though, where the game fucked up, so I just start yelling, Sal, to just see where he is. Sal was on his way in, but Howard did play the answer, but Sal didn't realize there was a fuck-up. So Sal starts yelling at me, you owe me a fucking apology, asshole. Fuck you.
Wait, can I just say, could I have my headphones on? You guys went from 0 to 1,000 the second Howard said that this isn't working.
There's a reason why.
Before, you guys were yelling so loud at each other that you couldn't hear Howard screaming about who do I have to blame, and I didn't know what was you came out with
it was definitely like a sibling moment.
What happened was I just yelled Sal as loud as I could to see where he was.
I was coming around the bend. I was by the Howard TV room. I saw what happened. I'm like, whoa! Came around the bend, and Gary goes, Sal, where the fuck are you? What's going on? I go, Gary, and then I heard, as I was coming, I heard Howard fix, and I heard the track come through. I'm like, all right, it was a Howard issue, with the CD player. I go, Howard just fixed it, Gary. How about an apology? So Gary looks at me and goes, fuck you.
Yeah, that's what that's what I started hearing everything.
So then Gary sits in his office. I go, how about an apology for that? And Gary goes, go fix your teeth, asshole. I go fix your fucking teeth. And all of a sudden, waiter, Sal, Howard wants you. It is fucked up. I'm like, oh, God, no.
All I hear over my head.
So this whole argument was going on over attitudes, and in the end, I was called into the studio thinking I was victorious, and boom.
But what you didn't realize when you were in the studio,
you still didn't realize you were wrong.
You didn't realize you were wrong, and Gary is screaming.
Yeah.
He's deflecting. He's deflecting. And I mean, you were charged up, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, he was trying to make it go somewhere else, but you didn't realize you were wrong. So
Right.
you were, no, Howard, I don't know what you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there going, oh, my God, Sal's really digging the hole deeper because he doesn't know he's wrong yet.
Yeah.
How did you not know you were wrong, though? Like, in what?
Well, I
like,
was arguing with Gary. I got called in, and I thought Howard called. I thought somebody sent him a note that Gary and Sal are fighting over the track. So in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go in, and then Gary's going to get called in, and Gary apologized to Sal. Here I am thinking it's going to be that way.
And by the way, I just want to say, the desperation move if I'm beating you is you bring up the sleeping.
I know, dude.
That's a
That
good
was
one.
4 years. I mean, how old is that?
Hey, listen, where am I going to go?
I get it. I get it. You're drowning and you grab at anything.
Anything.
But what really, I think, really changed it was, one, I think Howard saw your point a little bit, and I think you were starting to cry.
No, I wasn't.
That's why I ran in.
I got worked up, but I certainly wasn't starting to cry.
I wasn't going to run in with the camera until I looked at the monitor and saw how worked up you were. And I'm like, I better get the fuck in
What
there.
was bringing you to tears? The fact that Howard thought
Nothing
you were
brought me-
lying, or
were you emotional in any way?
You were,
would you
Sal.
say?
You were over the top at a certain.
It was the whole sucker thing, and like he said, you outsmarted me. I would never. That's just
It's impossible.
Well, no, it's not. It's impossible to outsmart Howard Stern, in my opinion. Yes, in any
Yes,
capacity.
that's what I'm saying.
So, and he kept going with that and the whole Howard sucker thing, and I'm like, this is just crazy, and that's why I just snapped.
And he threatened to break up you and Richard. And I know to you that's blasphemy, but it seemed like it might be going there.
If it goes there, it goes there. And you know what? You'll see the results. Richard and I are a think tank. We work every day. We bounce ideas off of each other. We work great together. It's like breaking up Captain and Tennille.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah,
Sal,
actually, they got divorced, and she had a much better career.
Sal, if this happens, keep
It's
your
like
mouth,
breaking up Donnie Marie.
Keep your mouth shut, because the way Howard described it on the air, you will be getting your own office, and Richard will be sharing an office with
I would
Scott.
hate that. I would hate.
You would
I
rather
want-
share with Scott?
I would be in a bathroom with Richard. I would be in a dumpster with Richard.
What? But if you and Richard together isn't an option, wouldn't you rather be alone than be paired up with Scott the engineer?
I don't know. My brain can't even go there. That's like saying you're separating a child from me. I'm not kidding.
Are you ready
You're
for
a grown man?
Are you ready for a world, say, in 3.5 years, where the show ends and everybody has to go out and do their own thing? Are you and Richard going out as a team, or are you going to go out and do your own thing?
It all depends. If we want it, right now we're planning as a team, but we also can do our own thing as well.
Let me tell you something from experience. If you're a team, one of you end up stabbing each other in the back. It's just what happens when two guys at work team up on something.
And live together.
I don't know about that.
Another old friend of the show. You gonna have a stupid comment about that?
No, I have no stupid comment.
All right, just asking.
Only intelligent ones.
Oh, okay. You have an intelligent comment about that?
A rock and roll legend.
Okay. And an old friend of the show.
Okay.
All right? And we're going to bring him in.
Well, what's his name?
Joe Walsh.
You're rusty, man.
You're old.
I'm old. Says the guy in the tinted glasses. Mr. Joe Walsh, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Got a new album out?
Got a new album out.
Analog Man.
One of the rare times I didn't stay up all night to come into the show.
So you're feeling
I
fresh.
Slept. That should impress Howard.
Right here, sir.
Okay. There we go.
So you're feeling fresh. You're raring to go, too.
I'm fresh and I'm ready to go. I hope he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I bet he's really nervous right now.
You guys are old friends. You guys have been...
We're old friends from golly. I don't want to figure out how old.
But the new album's called Analog Man?
Analog Man. First album in 20 years.
All right. We'll see you in the studio.
Okay. Good to be here.
Joe looks good. Like his skin is good. But I'm saying for a guy who's been through what he's been through.
Right. It's pretty amazing.
He looks great.
It's almost unfair. Because,
He looks really...
I would have done all that, too.
That's right. He looks really healthy.
Yeah, like he works out, I think.
But I mean, he had a long time of, fucking up his body.
Analog Man is his first solo album in 20 years. He says his wife is the one that got him back in the studio. It's Ringo Starr's sister-in-law, by the way, his wife of 3 years.
Yeah,
now.
isn't that weird?
Yeah. He sounds very happy. He's healthy. He's sober. He loves his new wife. Everything's great.
Do you almost think musically, like Joe's in his own sort of genre? Like, I was thinking about this, just to discuss it a little bit. Like, he's not like a Led Zeppelin guy. He's not like...
He's not huge. He's not like a super... But he's been in a super group.
Yeah.
But he's been big on his own.
But he's overlooked, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you talk about the top 10 greatest guitarists of all times, why Joe's name is... it's always like Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of old black guys.
I think a lot of people took him out of the running because he was such a goof.
That's right. Right. No, he did act goofy for a long time.
Sorry, go ahead.
He talks about how he talks to Ringo Starr for advice. He's very unaffected by his fame. Stevie Nicks, clearly sounds like she's still in love with him. She says that they broke up because they both have heavy cocaine addictions. But basically says he was the love of her life, and he's the only man she'll ever really love.
Something like that. It was pretty quiet. I mean, I heard it.
I knew about the Don Henley thing, but I never knew about her and Joe.
Joe, come on in. Joe Walsh from the legendary Eagles, of course. Look at you.
Gary's salivating over here.
You look good, my man. Take a seat. Hi, how are you?
He looks real good.
Good to see you. Yeah, he does look good. You look good. Are you amazed? Like, you're so healthy now. You look terrific. You look like a different man from the guy I knew back when.
I am.
You are a completely different man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's strange even being in the room with you now because it's a whole different energy. I never
That's
knew.
because I didn't stay up all night.
Well, I never knew the Joe I was going to get.
Yeah.
Do you ever go back and look at your old appearances, whether it's on this show or wherever you were, where you were really completely fucked up and you were drinking? I don't even know back then. Were you just drinking or were you coking and heroin and...
Whatever you had.
Really? It was
what I did.
Right.
Till you were out, and then I left.
Did you ever figure out, to be serious, did you ever figure out what it was that kind of made you crazy enough to want to destroy your body and destroy your mind? There had to be something really behind that, right?
Well, being an alcoholic...
No, but I'm saying there's a reason one becomes an alcoholic, don't you think? Or do you think it's just a disease that randomly hits somebody? I always think there's some psychological basis, that your father was maybe it goes back to your parents.
It is probably hereditary, yeah. But I tell you what happened for me.
Right.
I wrote some songs that were pretty good.
Right.
When I was high. James Gang Rides Again came out, did really good.
Right.
Made that when I was high. So I made a mistake of thinking it was a winning formula.
Right.
I played some concerts in front of people when I was high, and they loved
you.
Well, they were high too. But,
right.
You know, yeah. but then later, you know, when I didn't do an album, when I did an album that didn't do so good, I thought, well, I'm not nearly high enough.
Right.
Oh.
And I chased it. Robin.
Hey.
Hi.
But was it the kind of thing where you see, you strike me as a happy-go-lucky kind of guy, but the truth is you're not, because all of that stuff what you're describing is a guy who really wants to be successful. That success was so important to you that you said, oh, I know the winning formula. I'll drink, I'll get high, and then I'll write great music. So it really did matter to you whether you were successful or not. You weren't sort of a happy-go-lucky guy. Maybe it was a reaction to, oh, my God, maybe this will be the secret to my success. You were really hungry for success.
Very subtly.
Yeah.
All of that stuff convinces you that you can't do anything without it.
Right.
And it's got you.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
It's that simple?
Yeah.
You don't think it was your relationship with your parents? I mean, I don't know what it was like for you living at home.
I don't know. You know, every case is different. If you grew up in an alcoholic family, chances are you're going to be alcoholic.
Your mom and dad were alcoholics?
There's always that at different times,
right.
Yeah.
So when you see drinking as part of the family life, it doesn't seem like such a bad thing to be doing.
When I grew up, it was the 50s, and we would have these family picnics, and everybody drank.
Including you.
My aunts drank, my uncles drank, my cousins drank. If you were an adult, adults drank.
Right.
That was just the norm when I was a kid. And it occurred to me that my whole family probably has been rip-roaring drunk for the last 500 years.
Right.
That was just the norm.
How hard was it for you to get sober?
Hardest thing I ever did.
Yeah, and now you're happy, right? I hear reports on you, because I care about you, and when I hear you're so happy now, I really do get happy for you, because, you know, think about all your contemporaries. A lot of guys died who were even less fucked up than you.
A lot of guys we know aren't around anymore.
Yeah. Who you thinking about that didn't make it? I'm thinking
𝗛𝗵cie.
Kennison. Right. And
Keith Moon.
And it's kind of sad, too, because if you get that second chance, if you live long enough and you kind of get sober, you go, oh, wow, you think about those guys. They were cut down in their prime.
Yeah.
And do you think music... See, I happen to think you're one of the greatest guitar players, and I'm not saying it because you're here, but I do. I think the riffs and the songs you came up with were brilliant, especially James Gang stuff, and then when you went to the Eagles, I felt you really improved that band like tenfold. But yet, do you think... when it comes to, I don't know, the rock and roll intelligentsia, whoever they are, but do you think, or critics, do you think, yeah, do you think you get criticized or you're not thought of right up there in the upper echelon because your past behavior, because you were so drunk and so outrageous? Do you think that your legend got kind of knocked down to a degree? Were you taken less seriously?
I'm not really concerned with that.
But you are. Because you're the guy who sat there and drank because you destroyed your own body because you thought that was the formula for success. So you do care about your place in history, right? Musically.
Yeah, but I'm not done yet.
No, I know you're not. But I'm saying, I don't, when I see the list in Rolling Stone of the top 10 guitarists in the world.
Joe's not on it?
Yeah, and I don't quite know why. You really are. Do you still practice your guitar every day?
Yeah.
It's that important to you?
I try and play every day, yeah.
Is it true you take guitar lessons to this day? That you still take guitar lessons?
I'll sit down with somebody, yeah. I'll sit down with somebody and ask them how in the world do you play that, like Brad Paisley.
Right.
I'll sit down with him and say, hey, man,
Why is that? Because you can't figure out how he did that?
Well, probably, but it saved me 5 or 6 hours if I just ask him.
But does anyone ever come to you and say, "Hey, Joe, teach me how to play. Teach me how to do that"?
Not really, but
does that bother you? Bothers me. You're the guy who should be giving guitar lessons, not getting guitar lessons.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Who does he think is the greatest?
Who are your heroes musically? I've never asked you that. You were always too drunk. Couldn't get a straight answer out of you. Do you have musical heroes?
No, I had heroes then. They were just different ones.
Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Seriously, who are your heroes?
Well, the guy that's the grandfather of us all is Les Paul.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy who really invented the guitar, the electric guitar, right?
The pickup and echo and multi-track recording.
Did you get to know him?
I knew Les, yeah.
Yeah. Were you happy with the inventions and what he did to the guitar? Because you're a guy who in your new album you talk about analog, man. You can't stand all the new technology. It's kind of like I'm just a regular guy. I don't know from all this technology.
Well, I'm not against it. I'm not an old analog fart who came out of the woods.
Right.
I don't think analog's better. It's just, you got to admit.
But you're upset with technology. You don't like now in the Eagles that your fellow Eagle members sit in a studio and they use all these Pro Tools and everything else. It actually slows down the music making process.
It changes it.
It makes it more complicated.
Easier. Here's two things it does, okay?
Okay.
One is you can fix anything.
Which is
bad.
Bad, I think.
Temptation to fix everything.
You lose the soul of the music, don't you?
If we'd have had Pro Tools when we were doing Hotel California, we'd still be working on Hotel California.
Because what you're saying is Hotel California has imperfections, so to speak. And those imperfections are kind of the cool things about it.
The charm.
Human.
And so when you get in the studio now with the Eagles, they sit and go, wait a second, that note's just a little bit out of tune or it's a little bit off. Let's fix it.
We've always been like that to some degree.
Right.
But the great temptation with Pro Tools is to go ahead and fix everything when you don't need to.
Do you have enough of a voice in that band? I know you've got to sort of watch your P's and Q's with some of the band members, but do you have enough of a voice in that band to say, guys, stop. We're in a studio. What made us great, why Hotel California works, is because there are mistakes on it. It's not a perfect piece of music. Nothing is.
Well,
but it's real.
I wouldn't single out the Eagles.
You say they all do it.
Everybody does it.
But you are in the Eagles.
It's a hazard of Pro Tools. It's a hazard of digital technology. There's one other thing I want to say.
Yeah.
The temptation with digital technology is to start with a drum machine.
Right.
That's virtual.
Yes.
And put that down. And then build up the track with virtual instruments, which are all in the computer, and build up the thing like a kit.
And it never sounds quite as good.
No. In the old days, you got some guys in a room, you mic'd them, and you pushed record, and you got the performance.
Right, and isn't there something that comes out of that performance when a guy's sitting there, a drummer live, and all of a sudden he goes, wait a second, I have an idea. What if I hit it this way? Or you go, wait, I got a better riff. Or that's the magic of being in a studio with a bunch of guys.
That's rock and roll from 1954 to 1962.
But when you recorded the last Eagles album, and by the way, the album did well. I mean, there was an experiment, too. You sold it through Walmart, and it sold really, really well. And this is a tough day and age to sell music.
Yeah.
So the experience for you was not the same. Were you all in the studio at the same time, or was it all done with building it up one at a time.
There's a temptation.
Right.
To do it that way.
Do you put up a protest in the band, or you just go along with the flow?
I go along with the flow. We do it various ways depending on what we're trying to accomplish.
Is it liberating now that you have a solo record out because you don't have to deal with the, I'm not going to call it nonsense, but the politics of the Eagles? Is it a liberating experience for you to go in and do it your way?
It's what do I say? Yeah, but I mean, for all of us, I mean, Don's down in Nashville
doing his own thing,
recording. Glenn made an album.
But for you get to do it your way now.
I get to do it my way, yeah.
Is there a part of you that goes, I'll show these fucking guys how an album should be made?
Nah.
Never.
Nah.
There's no anger there, no bitterness.
Nah.
Have you given up all your friends from the old days? In other words, you used to come in with a boatload of characters that were hanging around. I'm talking about the days when you got
my entourage.
You had an entourage of guys who could drink you under the table. You know, there was the bass player, Rick the bass player. Are you done with those guys? Are they bad influences, so to speak, on you, or triggers for you?
Well, Rick's exempt.
Right.
He plays with Neil Young now.
Yes.
He's cleaned up. He's doing great.
That's good.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to change all your friends.
I know.
You have to.
Yeah, or else you get sucked into the vortex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were another one. We felt like we were the friends that got, and we never did all that stuff with you.
Yeah,
but
we were good
for a while, you didn't come see us.
Yeah, were we part of the problem?
Someone stole my identity, Robbie.
Yeah. You know, when I was thinking about you, there was a great... I know you're happily married now. You've been married, what, 3 years?
3 years.
Oddly enough, to Ringo Starr's sister-in-law?
No.
Wait,
Yeah.
Your wife is...
Are you sure? Do you know who you're married to?
What is he? Ringo?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, who are you married to?
My wife is the little sister of Ringo's wife.
Barbara Bach?
Right.
Yes.
And you are now happily married.
It's the part of me that was missing.
Because I remember you in the old days. You know, listen, you were high, and women were commodities. You used a lot of women, and they used you. I mean, it was a mutual use. They used you for your fame and your money and your power.
Well, sometimes I think Joe forgot when he was on the road that he had another woman somewhere.
Right. But did you have a whole epiphany about women? Like that changed your attitude toward women too?
Well, the first thing that you can't do when you try to get sober is have a relationship.
Right. They say that's the worst thing.
Yeah. So I did that for a while.
You did.
You did all the wrong stuff.
You sabotaged your recovery by being in a relationship with a woman during it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that didn't work good.
So they're right about that.
Yeah.
These people know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It didn't work good because she becomes your drug, right?
Or a reason to drink.
Ah. In other words, you'd start fighting with a woman, the relationship gets too heated up, you haven't worked on yourself enough, and then boom, everything goes kablooey and you need a drink.
Her fault.
Women are a great reason to drink. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Probably just any relationship with anybody is a reason to drink.
Like Joe's so charming, nothing could be a problem about
Well, you know what? I think like Joe, I have problems with everybody, so I think anyone would make me drink.
There you go.
Man or woman.
There you go.
So,
congratulations on your marge, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I'm glad we're both happy.
Yeah, no, very, very happy.
Yeah.
I really am. I mean, I understand what you say.
To get a real partner.
Yes.
You know?
And to feel good about that situation is remarkable.
And it's the part of me that was missing.
But don't you think it's the change in you that allows you to have that with a woman?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to grow up.
I couldn't have had any relationship like I was.
Did you go back and say to any of the women you were with, and I'm sure you hurt some women and some women hurt you, but did you go back? Even I know, remember, you used to have the great joke, my ex-wife plaintiff.
Yeah, did you call plaintiff?
Did you ever call plaintiff and say,
which one?
Any of them.
I made amends to a lot of people.
You did?
Yeah.
Was that hard?
No.
Once you do it, does it unlock something in you? Like, does it open up your heart?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
And so you would call, did you call your ex-wives?
Mm-hmm.
And you said to them, look, I'm sorry I put you through hell. I'm sorry I did
I put you through hell.
Were they all receptive to that, or did some of them say, you know what, Joe, fuck yourself?
There was both. Both of those. Some people say, I understand. I'm glad you're sober. Some people say, up yours.
And some people say, I don't believe you. In other words,
the important thing is me.
You said it.
I'm better for it.
Right. And what is it? If it's a phone call or a meeting, and you go there and you confess to them that you were shit or whatever, you were confused.
Yeah, you look them in the eye and you tell them, hey, I was really a bad person to you, and I regret it, and I'm sorry.
Wow. Boy,
that's heavy.
That's hard.
It's heavy, but I mean, that's part of recovery. Because you live in all that garbage. You constantly, even now, everybody goes into the past and digs around in a pile of stuff.
Right.
And you look for something to be mad about.
Right.
You look for something to get in a bad mood about. And you attach an emotion to it. And then you're in a bad mood. And none of that exists.
All that anger is in you.
Yeah. If you clear that out by making amends, you stand a chance.
Right. Well, it's a tough... I tell you what, that is not an easy assignment.
Has he decided to have more children?
No, you're not having more kids, are you?
No, I have lots.
Yeah. I remember,
How many kids?
I saw one of your daughters on a TV show. Lucy. She's a very talented girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wants to make it in the music business.
She's also acting. She's pretty serious about acting.
Good-looking girl, too.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. And then I saw they got you on the show, too. They schlepped you out. I was like, oh, poor Joe.
Well, I stood up for her.
Yeah, right, I know. I knew you didn't want to be there, man. I was just watching it, and I go, oh, my God.
Me and Dee Snider.
Yeah, you guys are all on there.
We showed up for our kids.
But
I know what that show was.
Yeah. I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
But it was the kids of rock stars who show up, and they had a competition.
Yeah.
So, but you see these competition shows. That's not the way to really make it. I'm a judge on one of these shows.
I know you. How's that going?
I love it. But I tell everyone. In fact, I don't
know. You are.
Well, you don't want to know something? In Vegas, I tell these guys. I don't know if they're going to show it. They don't show everything I say. But I said to them, you got to remember, a lot of hard work goes into it. When I saw them fucking off or doing something weird, I'd say, I know musicians. And these guys work their ass off. They might look happy-go-lucky, but how many hours did you spend in your life not only sitting alone in a room with a guitar, but also going out on the road and playing in front of people and learning that, even if you're playing in front of two people, life can really suck and it's not that easy. I mean, there's a lot of hard years. There's no quick fix, right?
It's your 10,000 hours.
Your 10,000 hours. And you put them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have, too.
Yeah, I mean, we all do.
You used to sell mattresses.
I did. I still do. I was shocked to learn, though, in your life, one of the great romances was Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac. And this was kept on the down low, even during your whacked out years.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
But she says you were the love of her life and probably still are. What, is she one of those people you had to call and make amends to?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's special.
She was in love. One of the greatest songwriters ever, right? Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
No?
Well,
am I wrong?
I mean, songwriters, in the big picture, all of us from the 70s are memorable and notable, but I mean, the greatest songwriters are like guys from the 30s and 40s. And
do you really believe that? You don't believe Jimi Hendrix was a great songwriter? Paul Simon?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You don't consider yourself a great songwriter?
Well, I don't think it's fair to say one of the best ever to anybody.
But what a powerful couple. But Stevie Nicks and Joe Walsh.
Stevie's very high on the list.
Were you in love
Did
with
they
her?
write together?
I don't know. Did you guys ever write together?
She helped me do the Confessor album.
No kidding.
She rode shotgun with me on that one and gave me some direction, and she's really good at the craft of songwriting.
Which means what? Sitting down and really putting a pen to paper and actually trying to figure out the lick and all that?
Left to my own devices, I will have 85 pieces of paper with a couple words on each.
Right.
And people like her and my wife Marjorie now help me get 85 words on one piece of paper.
How do they help you do that? I mean, you're a songwriter. It's a creative process for you. How do they focus you to take all those 85 slips of paper and combine them into a song?
Well, my wife is a closer. That's what she does. When I say it's the part of me that was missing, I got a little attention deficit.
Right.
But in the 50s, that wasn't diagnosed. You were just difficult.
Right.
But I got it.
Yeah.
You know, I see that in one of my sons. I learned about it, and I had it screaming in the 50s.
It's one of those things that affects you where you can't keep your mind on one thing.
You can't complete tasks. I have a great idea, fantastic idea, and I get it started. And wait a minute, I have another idea. So there it sits.
You know, I'm reading a book about this. It's called Get Things Done.
Yeah.
Do you ever read this book?
No.
I've just started reading it. I just learned about it.
Yeah, so I have great ideas lying all over the place.
And what do you do? Do you speak into a little tape recorder? And how does the songwriting process go for Joe Walsh personally? Would you be fucking around with your guitar? You start to, pick at a few notes and go, that's cool? Or do you hear the song in your head first? You once told me years ago, you always have a song in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how do you get it out physically? Because don't you go, oh, my God, this is good. I don't want to lose this. What do you do? What's the first thing you do? So you don't forget it.
Well, you can carry around a little recorder.
Do you do that?
And put ideas down. When I remember to, yeah.
Because you need a giant inbox, so to speak. And then, but by that I mean, you need a place that whenever you get an idea, you just put it in there so you don't have to sit and worry. Didn't that worry you when you had a great hook or something and you'd say, oh, shit, I can't forget it, I can't, or you didn't care?
It depends. When I was wasted, I would write it down, except in the morning, it didn't make any sense.
Okay, a song like Life's Been Good So Far, Life's Been Good So Far. You're standing around one day. Do you hear the words first or the music?
Usually the music.
The music?
Yeah.
You heard burning.
It's real abstract, and I think it's the same for all of us. You hear an idea, and it's kind of a symmetry.
So did you
hear?
So when you say you heard an idea, symmetry, was it like?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah.
That's what you heard.
Yeah.
And then you go, I don't know what the fuck to do with that.
Well, you go, okay, there's something.
Right. Now, what do you do with that? You go over to a tape recorder and you go.
I kind of have a place in my head
That it goes.
With different drawers.
Really? And you retain this?
Yeah.
I wonder how
I'm wondering, why don't you think this is something you've heard before? You know, like they're humming somebody else's tune.
I'm amazed that I would sit there and think how many songs he forgot that are in that drawer.
Well, think of how many songs never got written that people had. Yeah. Robin, you're right. Whatever you just said, I forgot.
Yeah, sometimes you think it's something you heard.
Yeah, right. Well, that's where you go, aha.
Right.
You mess around with old blues licks, and you mess around, and you realize, boy, this is fantastic. Oops. Except it's a Hendrix lick. And you think, oh, well, start again. But once in a while, you get a nibble.
Did you ever meet Hendrix?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you ever get to play with him?
Not live.
Not live.
Backstage.
You went backstage. Where was this?
Youngstown, Ohio.
Back in the early 70s?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're, what, doing a concert?
Yeah.
James Gang concert at that point?
James Gang, Hendrix, and Sly and the Family Stone.
All on the same bill.
Well, remember in those days?
Wow, yeah.
You had 3 headliners on the show.
And who opened that show?
We did.
The James Gang.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What a show.
Yeah.
And then Sly and the Family Stone, and then I guess Hendrix.
Well, Sly never came out of his dressing room.
Yeah, right. But there's another guy. I mean, he's a difficult guy, right? He's had his problems.
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever came out of them like you
Still
did.
going through it, yeah.
I don't think he made it.
No. Do you ever see him around?
No.
No. He's like a recluse.
There's been Sly sightings, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him on some award show or something.
Yeah, but a few months
It was
ago, we were reading that he was in a trailer parked outside somebody's house.
sad. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God you didn't go that route.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And does that give you the shakes at night sometimes? So you go, shit, I could have really, really fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am so grateful to be alive and sober.
So Hendrix is backstage. And what happened? You go.
He's backstage. We're in a like dressing room, which is like where a hockey team changes or something. You know,
not glamorous.
So yeah, right. and he's there, and I finish, and we finish, and we're in the same dressing room. So he's sitting playing his guitar, and I come in with mine.
Right.
And
you have a jam session, so to speak.
A little bit, yeah. I showed him my guitar, and he showed me his.
Do you get intimidated by a guy like that?
Nah, he was a wonderful guy. Of course, I'm intimidated.
By his talent, I mean.
By him. He had an aura. I mean, he had feathers on. I mean, it was terrifying.
Well, you know, you talk about that. I read that Clapton and a bunch of other guys at the time who were considered top guitarists all went to see Jimi Hendrix when he first came on the scene. They went to a club and they all looked at each other and they went, shit, we don't even really play the guitar.
What the hell are we doing?
What are we doing? That was the famous story.
Generally thought by the community. Yeah, what the hell are we doing?
Did you feel that way?
Yeah,
you did when you played with. When you played with him, did he say, "Oh wow, Joe, maybe we should get together in the studio and do something together," or never got that far?
No, never got that far. But he showed me his guitar, and I paid attention to how the heavy strings, light strings,
right.
How high are the strings? What's the action? Because he was a tough one, you know, because he was left-handed.
Right.
So everything was backwards. That's why he sounded like that. None of us right-handed guitar players could do what he was doing.
Was he playing a lefty guitar?
No.
He was playing a right-handed guitar
upside
with his
down.
Upside down. Oh, wow.
That's why he sounded like that.
Are you
kidding? That's why we couldn't crack the code.
Oh, my God. That's
See?
Fascinating. Yeah.
That's why we were all hitting ourselves in the head.
But that's why you're a great guitar player, because you're a student. You sit there. Those are the guitar lessons you talk about.
Yeah.
Sitting with Jimi Hendrix, it's a master class.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even if it's 3 or 4 minutes.
Right.
And I had a Les Paul, and he looked at that, and he was really, really nice, and just a a good guy.
Isn't it
You know?
weird too? Because Hendrix is, of course, remembered for his music, but also for the excesses, like the drug taking, fucking chicks, getting plaster casts on his dick. It takes away from his legend in a way. You know, it really does.
That's the way it was back then. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You could get away with a lot of stuff back then that you can't now.
Right.
You probably noticed.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's a whole different universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Joe, where do you think rock and roll is going? Speaking of back then and today, you know, like there's not rock radio stations.
Boy, Robin, that's a good one, you know.
Is rock dead?
Yeah, I think so, pretty much.
It's pretty dead because there's not a lot of rock and roll radio stations. And we were talking about this on the show the other day. We were talking about that it's almost like, I think Robin said it, that rock and roll is going to be like jazz in a way. It's going to be just this art form that existed and was big, and then some guys will still play it, but it's not going to have.
It's dead, but it's not dead, but it's not number one. Country's number one.
But I never thought I'd see the day that, you know, rock and roll was such a part of my life.
Howard, think of it. That's what Analog Man is all about.
Right. The new album.
The digital technology is nice, but along with it is this virtual world that we all go in more and more.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist. It's in a computer. It's an illusion. And we sit in chairs. Our bodies sit in chairs for hours waiting for our minds to come back.
Yeah.
I like side B.
Right.
I like cart machines. You know, it's different, man. It's different for us.
Yeah.
And the problem with the with the digital technology,
right?
It ate the record business.
It did, yeah.
It ate radio.
So you're not on Twitter, are you?
It ate intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that drive you crazy as an artist that, you know, a guy who's like you, like a musician who comes up now, they can't even sell a record because everything's out there for free. People don't go and buy DVDs and CDs.
I know.
They rip them off and that. It does seem unfair, right?
People ask me, what advice do you have for the upcoming musician? I don't have any. I'm trying to figure it out, too.
What is your game plan with the new CD? In other words, it's hitting the stores, I think, today, right? Tomorrow, all right? And you have a new single out. But what's the game plan? Can you really... Well, I guess you could go around the country and play these songs. It's almost like starting over. Joe Walsh is one of the biggest names in rock, and yet it's almost like you're starting over again. You got to go out, play for audiences, and introduce them to this music.
It's a fresh start for me.
So what are you going to do? What's the game plan?
Well, the deal with everything is, in lieu of record companies, the way to do it now is the social network. You have to get visible.
Yes.
If you can make people aware that you have a record out, they'll find it.
Right. So your game plan is to use social media and sort of get... Because like, look at some of the great artists. Paul McCartney just came out with an album. Nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean? Paul McCartney. It's like... It's like everyone has an even playing field now. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to bank on your name. It's just that you know, I feel great for guys like you who have an audience already, and you can go out and do a James Gang tour, or you could go do a Joe Walsh tour, or you could do an Eagles tour. So you're fine. Nothing's going to bother you. But when you put out new music like you just have, that's the conundrum. That's the thing that you can't figure out.
You can't assume that you're going to have a hit record.
No.
What's platinum now? 50,000 copies.
That's right. Go make a living doing that.
Woo!
Right. How many records How many records between the Eagles and the James Gang have you sold? And Joe Walsh solo stuff.
I don't know.
You never counted it up?
I got. I lost count after about 85,000. I was counting them on my fingers.
You mean you really don't know, Joe? Isn't that an impressive number to know for yourself and look back and say, you know what, I can reflect on that number?
Probably, but in that category, I'm not really that big of a fish. Look at somebody like Jeff Lynne.
Now, Jeff Lynne produced your new record.
Yeah.
Jeff Lynne was, of course, of Electric Light Orchestra, ELO, and he's a great legendary.
That guy sold some records.
Did he?
Yeah.
More than you?
ELO, I think so.
But if you count the Eagles...
Well,
in your
Eagles,
record,
yeah, okay, Eagles.
Eagles are one of the biggest selling bands of all time.
Yeah,
Hotel California,
Hotel
I think...
California
isn't that the
alone.
one album that... I think that's the number one album for the Eagles ever.
Greatest hits.
Greatest
The
hits.
greatest hits.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
go back and forth with Michael Jackson.
What's the best song you ever wrote? Seriously, out of all the songs. I have, I don't know if it was Funk 49, Walk Away, I don't know. I could name Rosemary...
Rosewood Bitters?
Rosewood Bitters. Is more, I think, all these great songs. What is the greatest song you ever wrote that you're most proud
The
of?
one you love the most.
Yeah.
Eagles-wise, I co-wrote Life in the Fast Lane with
Great
Don
song.
and Glenn.
Great.
Yeah.
Solo-wise, probably Rocky Mountain Way.
Yeah, what a song. Do you still stop and listen to that on the radio? I mean, it's on the radio all the time on classic rock stations. If you hear it, will you stop and listen to it and go, man, that's a good fucking record? Or will
Who
you
wrote
just
that?
Yeah, will you just tune by and say, I don't want to hear it again?
One of the things that makes it magic is it's a bunch of guys playing in a room.
Right. Rocky Mountain Way.
You're listening to how it was made.
That groove you can't do with Pro Tools.
No. And you remember when you came up with that, or were you so drunk? Like, was that part of your drunken formula where, like, hey, I get really high and I write? Do you remember any of that process of writing that great song?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What was the process on that one?
I was in Colorado.
Right.
I had left the James Gang. I was worried that I might have made a mistake.
It's scary.
Yeah.
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 Because that was a successful entity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were doing fine.
Why did you leave?
Three-piece band, I just got saturated with playing really loud and being like a kick-ass guitar guy.
Right.
Playing through Marshalls and stuff.
Why, you thought on your own you could, tone it down?
I was hearing all these songs like with a piano.
And they didn't want that. The other two guys were against it.
Kinda.
And also your audience demanded you be a certain sound. So if you went to a piano, you were afraid the audience would reject. So you just said, fuck it, I'll leave the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did those guys want to kill you for breaking up something successful?
No.
Did you call to apologize to them when you got sober?
I didn't have to really apologize. I apologized when I quit. I just said, guys, I can't do this. I'm a musician, too.
Yeah.
And I gotta go have a look at that.
And so so you were scared, you were in Colorado.
I'm in Colorado, okay. And I have an album done, which was the Barnstorm album, the first solo album I did. And I'm mowing the lawn. And
you were mowing the lawn?
I was mowing the lawn, yeah.
Rock stars mow lawns?
I didn't have any words for Rocky Mountain Way, but we had the track done.
Right.
And I'm just dead in the water about this song. What is it about?
You mean you just hear music? There's no vocal. There's no tune, really, except that...
If there were words, I hear where they go.
But you don't have the actual words.
I don't know what they are.
So how do they come to you?
Well, I'm on the lawn. I look up, and there's the front range of the Rocky Mountains with snow on them in the summer.
Right.
And it knocked me back because it was just beautiful. And I thought, well, I have committed. I'm in Colorado. It's too late to regret. The James Gang, the Rocky Mountain way is better than the way I had because the music was better. And I got the word bam. And he's telling us this, tells us that, changes it every day. That's about the James Gang's manager.
Right.
We don't need the ladies crying because the story's sad. That's giving up the regret of leaving the James Gang. And I got all those words all at once, and I ran into the house to write the words down. And the lawnmower kept going over into the neighbor's yard and ate the garden. It was an expensive song to write, but...
Oh, I got the chills when you tell me that.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I get the chills because that's such a fucking cool process. I wish I had that ability.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Do you have trouble with your neighbors? You had a neighbor, you had a problem where some neighbor was like stalking you or something, or you had to go to court with the guy, or there was something, he came over with an...
Oh, yeah, that guy.
What happened there?
He finds pieces of property and builds houses on them.
Right.
And they shouldn't really have houses on them.
Right.
But he has friends at City Hall.
Oh.
And,
it's a complicated life.
I was hoping, I was wishing he wasn't doing that.
Right.
So I didn't help him.
I see. He got frustrated with you.
And he got frustrated, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's complicated being Joe Walsh sometimes. But now it seems like it's a lot simpler. You get the wife, you're happy.
Oh, it's so much simpler.
Now, let me say that Joe Walsh's new solo album, Analog Man, is in stores tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Hey, I didn't finish that thought, though, with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I mean, you two became this couple, and she says you are the love of her life.
All those songs were about Joe?
Yeah.
She wrote one about me, yeah.
What was the big one about you?
Joe?
Joe just fell asleep.
Yeah.
He's thinking of the name.
I'm embarrassed. I don't
Was it a
remember
Fleetwood Mac song, or was it from one of her solos?
One of her solos.
One of her solo albums?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stand.
Has anyone ever wrote a song for you?
Hell no. I wish you
No,
would.
that's how the song goes, stupid.
Oh, shit. When are you going to write a song about me? Actually, I got a...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I got an email from Leslie West. He claims he has an idea. He was thinking of me. He wants to write a song about me. I'm very honored.
That's flattering.
I feel like a hot chick.
Well, you better wait till you hear it first.
Yeah.
Give my best to Leslie.
I will. You know, he lost his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but he's doing well.
Yeah.
He has a great spirit about him.
He's a great guy.
And a great guitar player.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Now, there's a guy that could probably be on Rolling Stone's list.
Yes.
Where the hell's he?
Exactly.
He's not on the list either?
That's right. Well, anyway, the legendary Joe Walsh, who is doing so well, happily married now.
Happily
Very
married.
happy for Joe.
And Ringo is your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law.
Do you
guys
hang?
get together?
Yeah, we hang.
You do.
Do you sign autographs?
Joe, do you sign autographs? Because Ringo has stopped signing everything. That was...
I signed his name for him.
You do.
That's why he got me.
Ringo comes over the house, and it's like a family get-together.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I mean, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah,
He says, sign all these albums for me. I'm done.
You get along with each other?
Very well.
You do.
You know, he's so down to earth, Paul too, for what those guys have been through.
Right.
And the really good positive energy. And in terms of a family, I got this huge family that came along with my wife. And it's a dynamic I'd never been around because they're really close. And learning to be part of is one of the things that has opened me up.
Right.
And made me feel, given me confidence, which is something I never had. That's why I drank.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not drinking. I'm glad you're healthy.
So having Ringo, his insight and his wisdom has helped me with my life and as a human being, besides the music part of it.
Yeah, he seems like a real good. I mean, I got to know Paul McCartney a little bit. What a amazing guy.
Yeah.
I mean, something else.
Yeah.
I always say, you talk about guys who strip it down, so to speak, who are analog men. I was talking the other day, I heard a song of his that I hadn't heard in years. It was from his first solo album after he left the Beatles. It was Turn It Up. What's the name of that song?
Ooh You.
Ooh You. And I love this song, Ooh You, but it's so fucking stripped down. And in fact, he's in his studio doing it, and he says, turn it up. He's talking to the engineer. It became part of the song.
Yeah.
That's the shit I like.
That's analog.
That's analog. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You and Ringo, you and Ringo ever swap sisters? Will that ever happen? Like you do him?
Howard, I'm not going to stoop to that mentality. Let's go get our asses waxed.
Right. Listen, this. Oh, and by the way, the single is "Lucky That Way." I'll play a little.
Is that right? I want to hear. Yeah.
Let me see. "Lucky That Way" sounds like your life now. Joe Walsh. The new solo album, Analog Men. And that's in the stores tomorrow. Why do you always do that? In a lot of your songs, when you're singing about yourself, you say, I'm not that special. I'm like, you know.
But you may know me.
Even like in Life's Been Good, you're like, yeah, my fans love me, but I'm not that great an artist. Why do you put yourself down in your own songs?
Well, I could either explain it or you could listen to the song.
It's in there, okay.
Oh, it's in there, all right. It feels good to be you.
It does. Listen to the chorus.
I am.
Oh, yeah. But here comes the chorus.
When you wrote you had a Maserati, did you really have the Maserati?
It would be logical.
But do you really have the palm trees in the swimming pool now?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we come. This is it.
There you go.
I'm just lucky that way.
Yeah.
What is it, Gary? How do you interrupt my... What? He's handing me a piece of
I'm
paper.
going to tell you what it is.
Oh, here. Oh.
That's a song that Stevie wrote for Joe. God, she must have loved you.
What
Let's
was
see.
the song?
The song is called Has Anyone Ever Written Anything For You, as Joe said. And I thought he was talking to me. Listen to this lyric. You know I'd rather be alone than be without you, don't you know? She'd rather be alone than be without you. What the fuck did you do to this girl? You must
He's just lucky that way.
You must have banged her silly. Were you in love with her?
As a sister.
Really? God, she was. I mean, I imagine this was the 70s, right?
I mean, she's like a soulmate, you know.
You still talk to her?
Once in a while.
This was like in the 70s, right? I mean, was there a more beautiful, physically beautiful woman than Stevie Nicks and all that talent? I mean, you would think that's the whole package. I mean, that would be my fantasy.
Were you not into her?
No, I was, Robin. That didn't come out right. All I'm saying is that we were seeking refuge, kind of, in each other's presence.
Because you both were into drugs at that point?
Kind of, yeah, there was that part of it, but we were on the road, we had careers, we were both lonely.
Why did you never marry her? Did the thought cross your mind at one point?
No.
And you never thought that way even in terms of like a powerful couple? Like, oh my God, there's two incredibly powerful people in rock
Or
and roll.
maybe that would have been too much.
Well, the relationship came and ran its course, as rock and roll relationships do.
Does it get competitive? Like, do you sit there and she was in Fleetwood Mac at that point, I guess?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, she wasn't.
No.
She was a solo, or she was in Buckingham next.
Yeah.
And does it get competitive? Is that the problem? Like, you could never really marry another singer-songwriter because the two of you sit there and drive each other nuts with that stuff, career?
What made it possible was that we toured together.
Right. So when you're touring together, it's
and we spent all that time together.
But you were not monogamous with her, so she probably got jealous too. Because knowing you back in those days, you were not going to be limited to one woman. True? You weren't going to be limited to one drink and not one woman. You were an addict.
We were both monogamous for that summer.
That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
So you
A
felt
whole
something for
season.
her. Well, yeah, in rock and roll, that's 10 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. When we stopped touring, we
Drifted apart.
I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to.
Look at you. What a life.
But do you think you could have been with somebody as powerful and talented as Stevie?
No, I don't think either of us could have committed to a lasting relationship in the state that we were in.
You surprised Steven Tyler's a judge on American Idol? Seriously. I mean, Steven Tyler's one of the great songwriter, great rock and roll stars.
I don't exactly know why he's doing that.
I had heard that it was for the money. That literally he had gone through so much money that it was like a $10 million payday.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You held on to a lot of your money, even though all the marriages and getting high and everything. How did you manage to hold on to your money? I know you're worth $164 million.
You know that?
I do.
Who'd you hear that from?
Your accountant told me.
He's still got $164 million on his own.
No one told me, but I read it on the internet that you were worth around $164 million. And that makes sense to me. Between the Eagles
and all the music,
and royalties and touring. But you could have lost it all, right?
I did.
You lost every dime you had?
Pretty much.
When was that?
When I went into recovery.
No kidding.
And then, in 1994, the Eagles decided to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a clean start.
And they came to you and said, Joe, we're putting you in the band, but you got to get clean, right?
We can't do it without you. And we can't do it unless you're sober. Don and Glenn said that to me.
They saved your life.
It was an intervention. And they were real brothers when they did that.
That's right.
Because that's what I needed.
It motivated you.
You were broke?
So you are not worth $164 million.
No, I'm not.
Right. Because you got to get back. You know, that's a lot of money. Does that bother you? Does that bother you at all that you pissed away a lot of money?
Not the money, the time.
You lost a lot of time in your life.
Yeah. There's like 12 years in there. I wish I had back.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm alive. I'm here.
It's true, because when you go through life that way, that high, it's like, wow, I don't even know what the fuck I did. There's so many things I could have learned.
Based on all accounts, I had a great time.
But you don't remember.
I probably remember more.
Yeah, you know more than I do.
I remember doing a TV show, and I wanted you to be a guest,
Howard,
and you
what do you
slept through
ask
it.
when I'll me all these questions? You know more than
I
me.
know, that's so true. All right, listen, Joe Walsh, it's exciting. New music from Joe. Analog Man is in stores tomorrow.
Hi, Marjorie, I love you.
Marjorie, I love you too, baby.
And Robin, I love you too.
I love you, Joe.
Hope you're feeling better.
JoeWalsh.com is where you can go to get all your Joe information. And Joe, anytime you come and see us, you know I like it. Next time, come back with a full album only about me. America's Sweetheart.
I'm going to call Leslie.
Call Leslie.
I think we could write a good song about
I
you.
think it's time you two teamed up and wrote a song about
That
me.
would be good.
I don't need you to make amends or anything like that with me. I'm fine with you.
Well, after we write the song, we may need to. Yeah.
The great and legendary Joe Walsh. Thanks, Joe.
Joe, that was so cool.
Yeah.
What elements would a song about Howard Stern have to contain? If you were gonna get together with Leslie and write a song, what does a Howard Stern themed song sound like?
Funky.
Yeah.
Kind of funky, kind of Ramones.
Little funk, a little punk.
Yeah, yeah, funky punk or punky funk. Something like that. Words. Parts of it really nice and friendly, and parts of it awful. You know, like Howard.
Reflects his personality.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to talk to Leslie West, and I'll get back to you with more of it.
Cool. I think that would be a great song to hear.
Now, we got to think of stuff that rhymes with Stern. That's your homework assignment.
Burn is my first word. He's got a fire inside him.
Yeah. What rhymes with Stern? Well, no, I'm not going to go there. Great to be back.
Joe, it's great seeing you. One quick thing I was going to ask you. You guys seem very like-minded when you talk about, digital technology and the virtual world and its influence on music. Do you think Howard's an analog man in spirit? The way he approaches his show and the love of the performance and some of the errors that come along with it?
Howard wouldn't be Howard without all those analog years of being on the radio and, like I say, cart machines and stuff. Howard very good and belongs in the digital age. I know about it too, but Howard wouldn't be Howard without all those years of knowledge and insight of the analog days. That's all I'll say.
All right, Joe. Best of luck with the new album.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Friend and show is Old Friends Week at the Stern Show. Today's Joan Rivers.
Okay.
Okay?
She's got a new book out,
Yes, I know. I read about it in the newspaper yesterday.
You know what it's called? It's very similar to what I think you would title the book.
Yeah,
The first line is, I hate everyone.
That's it.
And then she says, starting with me. But I don't think you feel that way about yourself.
I don't hate myself.
You love yourself.
No, I don't.
I love you. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning.
How are you today?
A little disappointed because you don't have your ice cream machine anymore.
We got rid of that?
I think so.
That's not
I
right.
didn't see it. Not right.
We lured you with ice cream, then we took it away.
Very important. Good morning, good morning. Otherwise, I'm fine, thank you.
And you have a new book out,
I
so...
have a new book called Joan Rivers, I Hate Everybody, and it's the first book of comedy that was ever banned. Very excited.
It's already been banned?
It's been banned by, I'm not allowed to say the name, Costco.
That's kind of cool, though.
Beyond cool.
I mean...
Beyond cool, that means the nice thing is no very fat people will be able to buy it and hide it in their folds.
But everywhere else you can pick it up.
Everywhere else you can pick it up.
Just not if you want to buy bulk
No, you
food
can't
items.
buy it in bulk, can't buy a pallet. You can go to BJ's and buy it.
Well,
So
welcome.
that's what's going on. I'm thrilled to be here.
Good to see you again, Joan.
It's good to be going on the air like a real big person. And how is Howard now that he's rich?
I think he's doing well. I think he's enjoying this
Who's
run
he
on
on with?
AGT.
He's on with
It's Howard
Howie?
Mandel.
and Sharon.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I think he's enjoying this run, though.
He should. He should have done this a long time ago.
You've said it since the beginning.
From the beginning. He's terrific.
All right, I'll let you get to Howard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, there's one other interesting thing, Howard. You know, it's funny. Tim had dinner with David Brenner last night.
Yeah.
And, you know, David Brenner's like trying to figure out, you know, how to reinvent himself and everything. But the question is like, Joan has sort of managed to remain iconic. And I know it's because she's funny. But there's a lot. Maybe it's because Joan just never stops. Maybe that's why. But she certainly put herself in a place.
Well, she's also, like, she's willing to say shit that, like, David Brenner won't.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's what
like
it is.
She's outrageous.
Look, I gotta tell you, I just filled her in on Robin in very broad strokes because she didn't know anything. And she's already got, she cracked like 3 jokes in there that made me laugh my ass off.
Oh, no.
So they're not bad.